And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another edition here of the LATAM League, Latino American League Semifinals. Here we go. This has been an event that's been running all month through the group stage, through the playoffs, through the quarterfinals, and now we're here with the semifinals. Exclamation mark, be in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. The bracket is, of course, it has been stacked as we are progressing through it. Of course, last week we had the quarterfinals. It was broadcasted here live on the channel, but it was previously, before that, throughout the course of May, where we did have the group stage. Now, we were not able to cover the group stage ourselves. At the time, we were busy covering EWC and the Esports World Cup qualifiers, but we were here for the playoffs. So the quarterfinals, now for the semis, and of course, the grand finals thereafter. Let's go, baby, let's go. As we can switch things over and catch up on the bracket itself. From the top here, we have our top 8 players. And again, yo, the quarterfinals were a lot of fun. I recommend it. Again, last week's VODs, check it out on YouTube. They are all there, and it was a blast, 100%. Especially the final 2 series, like Sagan versus Luciano and Password versus Draconix were crazy. There's some crazy TVPs. But from the top, we had Mute. Mute took down Draconix 2-0. We had EON taking down Tavito 2-0. We had Sagan taking down Luciano 2-1, went to the ace match, and of course Draconix took down Password 2-1 as well, also went to the ace match. And again, those final 2 matches were insane and intense, and even the initial half of the broadcast was a lot of fun as well, so I do recommend the VODs. Meanwhile, we have our top 4. We have los semifinales, papi. Here we go. We have Mute versus EON and Sagan versus Draconix. Vetoes are done, and we are jumping into game number 1. Let's go. Let us go. When it comes to the matches themselves, of course, it's going to be best of 5. Best of 5 here. And of course, a shout out to those working behind the scenes. Shout out to Enki, El Hermoso, Papi El Hermoso. Shout out to Enki. Shout out to, of course, Infernales Esports, as they are sponsoring the event. Shout out to Crown for organizing, adminning, and running the event himself. Crown, el Chilean player, of course. And of course, shout out to our players for taking part, for competing. And we're here to determine our top 2, our finalists of the tournament of the LATAM League. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the Peruvian Protoss, who representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the purple Zerg representing Team License to Kill, LTK. It is EON. And if you're out there, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. On who you think will claim the series, on who you believe will advance on to the finals. As a reminder as well, today is only the semis, only the semifinals. Next week will be the grand finals. Oh boy. Here we go. As we settle into this, of course, when it comes to the players themselves, Mute is going to be the heavy favorite. Mute, I would say, is currently considered one of the best players in all of Latino America, at least the best Protoss. I want to maybe go that far, I say maybe because I still have a hard time placing him against Master, for example, but for the most part, at least top 2, possibly number 1 Protoss in Latino America. He's very sturdy, he's very solid, he's very much so a little bit more standard in his play is what I will say. So I'm mainly going to be looking at his opponent to shake things up. And EON, he is a very aggressive and very unique player. He can be very cheesy at times. He does have a lot of all-ins, a lot of unique builds, and I do know that he has been cooking in preparation for this series. So it's going to come down to the scouting of Mute, going to come down to the scouting, going to come down to his vision, going to come down to his map control, map awareness. Likewise, it's going to come down to EON and the execution of his builds to see if he can bring Mute down. So, alright, on our players here, we'll see what they bring to the table. Mute, he is one to typically play pretty defensive and then head into Sky Toss if at all possible, but we'll keep an eye on him as well. I'm not saying that it's outside of the realm of possibility for him to open up Twilight Council into Glavideps, for example. Based on the pylon location, it's further back in the main, which means we could try to preserve the tech and keep it hidden. There it is, Stargate opener out of Mute. Does open Stargate. Behind this, EON settling in as well. Hatch gas spool, standard open out of EON so far. And welcome to Ultra Love. Welcome to Ultra Love. Ultra Love is known for all ins. Ultra Love has a short rush distance by ground. And again, the bases are a little bit more exposed as well, especially in between the natural and the third. So we do see a lot of all ins on this map, both ways. We see a lot of Protoss all ins, we see a lot of Zerg all ins as well. All ins are very common on this map, so that is kind of what we're leaning towards here, referring to 2 base all ins or even 3 base all ins. If not, of course, we'll point it out. If our players do decide to drone and macro up and get in towards a later game state, then we'll of course take note of that. For now, Stargate open into the Oracle, everything's looking normal. This could be Oracle into a second Oracle, into a third, or we could even go for a Void Ray follow-up to try to hunt down Vision, hunt down Overlords, and deny scouting. We go. Also, I knew I forgot one thing. Okay, I get it going after this. I'll try to remember. Try to remember. For now, though, the initial Oracle is moving out. Basically, Logos mod. I'll have to input the Logos mod for this event. After this game, I'll be all over it. But the Oracle does poke in. Does dip in between the bases. And so far getting one drone, nothing major so far. Again, EON's still just droning, still just saturating. It's still on mute to confirm that, and to confirm a saturation, to confirm gases as well. Any fast layer timings, any fast roach horn, any fast baneling nest. Again, the pressure's on mute to scout for this. Ooh, behind this, going for a third base, going for the linear third, a little bit further away, and further away from his opponent, I should say. And behind this, going for the Forge, going for the Twilight Council, going into +1, and I would imagine Blink. So again, so far everything looking as it should. Ooh, Queen's still kind of position. 2 drones do go down. I believe that's 3 in total. Yep, 3 drone kills so far. Nothing major, but damage nonetheless. It's slowly adding up over time. Do have a safety roach horn here from the side of EON. Gases are being taken. Likewise, we're waiting for the tech of choice here, and the upgrade of choice from mute going into, I would imagine, Blink. As the Twilight Council is ready. Have the resources for it. There we go. Blink is on the way alongside +1. We have a couple of gates on the horizon as well, so we have a 4 gate setup here from mute, at least 4 so far. Now it is possible that Mute could cut corners, he could cut gases, and then throw down 4 more gateways, or at least 3 more gateways, and go for a 3 base all in and go across the map with Mass Wing Stalker. But this looks pretty standard. Like, there's no gateway explosion here. So far we're still making probes. Everything's looking normal from Mute. And he's taking. There we go. He is taking. So it's going to be +1 and Blink into not Colossus, into Storm. So Storm is on the horizon. Likewise, Revelation into the main. Revelation does get eyes on the 1-1 upgrades. Oh, did I not turn on predictions? There we go. my apologies, my apologies. But I just assumed I did. But yes, predictions. Predictions are open. So you can place your bets. Again, that's for the full best of 5. Bear that in mind. Meanwhile, we do have... Ooh, we're going to be taking up a little bit further here, getting to 1-1 upgrades. I mean, EON so far playing standard, playing straight up. Let's go. I will say that EON's 4th base is late. It's a late 4th base for EON, so... Larva is going to be a little bit more limited. His economy is going to be a little bit more limited as well. So the 4th base is a concern, definitely, with how late it is. Meanwhile, Mute's still just building up. He is setting up very defensively, by the way. We have a wall of stasis traps here at the 3rd. 3 stasis traps at the 3rd base. Likewise, a stasis trap here at the natural as well. A lot of stasis. Oracles are still kind of looking for a way in. And I'm not gonna lie, especially coming into game one, like I'm a little bit shocked by how passive we're being. I mean, I say how passive, Mute is being hyper defensive. I spoke earlier how late the 4th base is for EON, and it is late. Likewise, at this point, the 4th base for Mute is also late. It's a little bit more understandable, like Mute is being hyper defensive. I would say overly defensive, and this is hurting him. Like the lack of 4th base for Mute is definitely gonna be slowing him down. So EON is getting away with a late 4th because, I mean, Mute's is still on 2 bases, sorry, it's still on 3 bases. Hydras, they start to step forward and catch out the Adept. Storms are amassing here for Mute. Now EON, he's getting his 4th base up and running, and we are setting up. So as you can see here, EON's not joining. EON, he got workers at 3 base saturation, so this is going to be a 3 base all-in. He's maxing out on purely Ling, Roach, Hydra, limited Ravagers, and no saturation. This is still hurting him though. Like the lack of 4th base means that he has limited Larva, otherwise he could max out faster. So limited Larva here. But the max out is coming. 4th base down the way for Mute. Mute, he does expose himself. Yeah, Hydra's more out in the open. Sorry, I meant to say the High Templar. Drop into the main. Mute out of position. Army does dive in. Wow, doesn't quite connect. Main army has to back off for EON, but the drop does come in. Yeah, he's going for the mineral line. Does force a recall. There's that recall. Ooh, the Zealots, they will trade well against this. Yeah, Zealots, they get on top of the army at the same time. Mass Storm. Oof, and EON, he did get a mineral line, but he's trading out army. Nice target practice on the High Templar, though. Does focus on the High Templar, gets the Archon as well. Decent pickoffs here, and we have to remax. EON, he has to remax as quickly as possible. Oh no, stasis trap's going to be going up. Again, there's still multiple stasis. Oof, connecting once again. Nice biles, but just the one bile. Oof, that was a brutal storm. Yeah, that was a brutal storm, and likewise trying to rally in. Does deny the warp in, whew, just in time. But he's running out of army. He's running out of army. Again, he needs his reinforcements. EON, he has a bank, but where are the injects? Where's the larva? Yeah, lack of injects is slowing him down. He has to spend his money. Again, he has the money to spend. Did he skip link speed? Ooh, didn't skip link speed. But where are the Zerglings? Again, we have 1,300 minerals back. We need something. And with that, Mute holds. Mute, he holds on. Ooh, that's still going to be a lot of Overlords going to be going down. Oof, this will supply block. It's a lot of dead Overlords. Say will supply block. Barely not. Barely not. That will slow EON down. And again, EON's still struggling to spend his money here. Like, Lings, they have their place. Like, they do a great job against Stalkers, against Immortals, and collapsing on top of High Templar as well. There's a reason why Ling Hydra all-ins do exist. But this is just a really gas-intensive army here because it's not just Hydra Ling, it's Hydra Roach. Now we're taking up in towards Lurkers, and I don't think the damage was enough. Yeah, Mute is ahead. Mute, he has a better economy. Mute did not sustain enough damage. And EON is in a rough place. Unfortunately, like, again, he was all in. He had to break an expansion, and he didn't get anything. Didn't get the main, didn't get the 4th, didn't get the natural or the 3rd. Everything just stood strong. And EON is in a rough position here. Now, if Mute is passive, right, like, Mute has been pretty defensive so far. And if he stays at home, and if he continues to stay at home, then EON can take up into Lurkers. And if he can get into Lurker tech, then he can scale into a longer game. But right now, there's a big window where he's vulnerable, and we're pushing. I was gonna say, there's a big window here where EON will just die if Mute pushes. EON, he has to counterattack, so I do like this. And he's forcing me back home. Again, he's buying time. It's all about buying time, and oh, he does deny the warp, the recall. Does deny the recall, takes down the expansion. He has to get out of here. He has to leave. He has to get out. No, the High Templar coming in. The storms are gonna be available. Oh, and the storms, they will connect. Oof, yeah, brutal storms. Hydras are falling. At the same time, Zelarambai takes down a mineral line. And again, EON, he has to escape. He has to leave with whatever he can. Oh no. He's getting caught out. And he will lose his entire army. And he will lose his expansions. Again, buying time was good, but he wasn't able to force back the army. Zealots kept pushing. And behind this, EON, he has no Lurkers. If there were a handful of Lurkers, then he could hold on, but there are no Lurkers. With that, Zelse busts into the natural. Storms on the Hydras. And with that, Mute has done it. He has overwhelmed. He's busting into the natural, the third and the fourth. With reinforcements, looks like the Immortals are going down. So EON, he's barely holding on. But there's no kind of longevity here for EON. There's no way out of this outside of trying to commit to an all-in. No, he turns back around, races back home. The Zealots are a big distraction. Very successful distraction, I should say. Yeah, and Mute has plenty back at home. Again, EON, he just had a late 4th base, limited lava, was missing some injects. When it came to the all-in, honestly, there was a lot of potential with it, but as we were pointing out, it's like we were just missing injects, missing lava, and EON had a really hard time reinforcing the all-in. To the point where he was banking up almost 2,000 minerals. If he had been able to spend all that money, I think he might have been able to break Mute. At least break an expansion, like kill the 4th base. And from there would have been in a better position. From here, EON, he is now morphing in lurkers. The problem being, though, is that, God, I mean, he did reset the immortal counts. That's a lot of storms, though. With enough storms, Mute, he may not care about lurkers. He may just push in. We'll see. Meanwhile, Prism into the main, Zealot run by towards the 3rd base, and the main army towards the center. The lurkers are somewhat keeping up. Here come the Zealots. Zealots are moving in. They will catch out a portion of the army. Likewise, Prism into the main. Yeah, and unfortunately, EON, he just doesn't have enough supply here. 15 drones going down, warping into the main base, army towards left-hand side. And the supply just is not there for EON. It's not there, Pappy. It's not there. Oof. As he's pulled apart. Oh, God. Another storm going up. Takes down the expansion. And with that, I mean, he will clean up all these Immortals at least, true, but in the main base, losing 54 drones, more Zealots coming in against Zealots, just tearing EON apart. Zealots, they're just so difficult to deal with if you're at that, if you're on the back foot, right? If you're down in supply, if you are lacking map control, it just can be so difficult here. Zealots are finally being cleaned up. EON, he's down to 17 drones. Again, he's down to a 1 base or less than a 1 base economy at this point. And now it all comes down to this counter-attack. Now, back at it, what is it to defend? There are a lot of High Templar, but there's only 1 storm. Storms are lacking, so with only there being 1 storm, we can still pull this off. Can we stop the Observer? Oh, Observer goes down. Oh, God, the storms are brutal, though. Yeah, brutal storms. As more storms are becoming available. Now, currently, there is no detection, so there's two lunkers. 2 lunkers, Pappy. Let's go. Nice kiting. Those 2 lurkers are putting in a lot of work. Okay. Now, going to be heading in towards the natural. Takes down the immortal. Ooh, oh, God, the story. Oh, God. Never mind. Storms pop up, and with that, that's going to be the death of the army. That is all we had left. GG gets called, and Mute, he will take game number 1. GG, well played. Mute does take a lead in the series. Again, it all came down to the initial all-in from EON, the 3-base all-in, where he cut workers on 3 bases, but again, his 4th base was very, very late. Lava was limited, I had a hard time producing, the macro was slipping there towards the end, and with that, GG. GG, well played. All-in did fail, Mute did overwhelm, and now we're going to be jumping into game number 2. Let's go. As a reminder, this is a best of 5, and we'll see what other builds we have up our sleeves. Let's go. As up next, we're going to be loading into Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the more larger maps in the map pool. Very defensive map as well. I'll be honest, I do favor Mute on a map like this. I do feel like all-ins are more difficult to pull off. Not impossible, but they're more difficult. So Mute is going to have a stronger, or should have a stronger defense, assuming we have a similar kind of dynamic. But we'll see. again, like there are always possibilities to go into some other quirkier styles, especially on a map like this. This is where, from the side of Zerg, something like Mutaplay is now more viable, something like Swarm Host play as well, or even rushing into tech and rushing into lurkers. Like there are ways to, okay, like now that we're on a more defensive map, there are ways to cut corners, be greedy, and try to rush into tech, rush into another form of tech, right? Like Muta, Swarm Host, or lurker. Or even Ultra, to be fair, like that's technically viable as well. But we'll see. We shall see. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player. We have the purple Zerg representing Team License to Kill, LTK, down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back. We'll see if we can make a series out of this. It is EON. Not going for that, okay. I was like, is he not going for the gastric? And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Peruvian Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Bing Bong Exports. It is a mute. Oh, I did forget to do the thing. Can I do it while I'm in game? I don't think I can. Okay, we'll see if that works. As EON does move out with the drone, here he's in position to block. Oh, he splits! Oh, Chase, is that you? Let's go. Oh my god, EON. Ay, 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 he's going for the proxy hatch in the main. He's pulling a Chase. Oh my god, EON. Ah, he's a big AU fan. Now, for those that remember, it was on an ESL Dare Cup where Chase did actually do this. Now, the way this works here is you stack your drones. With the extractor trick, you can stack 2 drones, you move out across the map, and then when you go in between the bases, you split. You split at the moment where the opponent does not see anything, and then you hatchery in the main base. The initial drone was dealt with, so Mute believes he is safe. We know he's anything but. Chase initially did this many years ago. This was back in ESL Open Cup Dare, or ESL Dare Cup. This was an Australian weekly tournament. This was back in 2020 or 2021, and Chase did this against Probe and did defeat Probe. Probe, who was the best player in the region at the time in Oceania, and Chase cheesed him the hell out. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. Oh my god, and we are doing it here as well. Now, Chase didn't invent it. I believe Chase, he took it from another player. Was it Rogue who initially did this? Hard to say, but alas, the hatchery is out of range of the gas geyser, standard opener out of Mute, and behind this, EON, the pool is done, Lings are on the way, and we should be making queens in the main, and more Lings as well. Here we go, Ling production has begun, and now he sees a creep. Now Mute knows. Now Mute is aware, let's go! Let us go. Now Mute is aware of what's going on. He sees the creep, Lings are floating across the map, we have a drone as well, we can go for the spine rush. So the drone can come into play. Full wall. Mute goes for the full wall. There we go. Lings, they do slip in. 2 probes going to be going down. Getting 2 workers. And so far, good damage. The wall is under fire. Ooh, the first got us around. Miscontrol. Miscontrol out of EON. He does get surrounded. That should not have happened. That should not have happened. Ay, ay, ay. So a rough start for EON. Now he's down to only 2 Zerglings in the main. The rest of the army is stuck outside. That surround was brutal. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, now he can't deal with this. Likewise, no spine crawlers either. I was curious if this is going to be the spine variation. But the wall is solid, and so far Mute is defending. Mute, he is defending. He's defending well. Yeah, the drone cannot get in. Ideally, I want to say that we wanted to get some drones in the main initially. Just for the spine crawlers. Sagan Queen has arrived. Sagan Queen is helping. Shield batteries are on the way. Probes are going down. We have to deny those shield batteries, though. We need to deny. Ooh. Yeah, as again, the wall is still solid here outside. And the longer this goes on, the worse it is for EON. Like, the better it is for Mute. Yeah, Mute's help. Like, Mute, he has 2 shield batteries. He's not making a Void Ray, but now he's in 2 Stalkers. Like, this army's, like, it's huge. Like, 2 Stalkers, 2 Adepts. Like, how do you deal with this? You don't. Like there's nothing to the backwind of this army for EON. He's down to 3 queens. And he is trying to target down 1 adept. I mean, shield batteries are out of energy. Okay. There's a 3rd shield battery. Gets 1 more adept. Gets another. Barely not. Yeah, and Mute holds. Mute, he does hold on. Again, that first round was brutal. EON, he miscontrolled. He lost his first wave of lings. He was unable to get the Spine Crawler up and running. He didn't make any drones in the main. So the build was solid, but the execution here was lackluster. And with that, Mute, he will shut this down. There was so much potential, Matty. So much potential. Ay. And again, I appreciate the build here from EON. It's a very old school build, and it's been years since I've seen it done in pro play. Been a long time. And with that, EON, now he's droning. Now he's droning up. Now he himself like accepts that this has failed. And now EON is miles behind. Miles behind by me. Ay. Again, that first round was so brutal. To lose 6 Zerglings that early, ugh. It allowed the shield batteries to get up and running. It allows the adept, it allowed the adepts to be able to break through as well. Again, really good reaction out of Mute to just fully wall off. With that EON, it's going to be a very rough road to recovery here. I mean, there is potentially a chance where really he has to rely on Mute making mistakes. Like if he pushes now, for example, like if he pushes now across the map, and if EON masses up lings and gets a surround of the army and cleans this up, then EON can counterattack and deny the 3rd and force a cancel and contain Mute on 2 bases, and then he can drone up and get a 3rd. Like there are ways where you can recover in this game. We do get some lings in the main. Hey, delays blink. Okay. Delays blink, which is nice. But if Mute just stays home, if he just stays defensive, then Mute should run away with this game. I appreciate the build though. Always. Do appreciate it. Blast from the past, man. Blast from the past. This build works even better on maps with a larger main. Like the hatchery got up and running without being scouted, but there are also main bases where you can actually finish the hatchery. Creep will spread from the hatchery and it will still be out of vision. Like that. Like moments like that is even more brutal. That's where you can like get away with it even further and hide it longer as well, and delay your opponent's reaction. From here, EON is going into a lair, so he's rushing into lair tech. I say rushing, it's an 8-minute lair, but it was a shaky start. With this, you can try and go into like Muta play or Hydra play. Like there's potential here. It's potential. Here we go. Mute is pushing. Now he's pushing out without Blink, just because, again, these upgrades were delayed because of the earlier snipe on the pylon. So it was delayed, and here we go. Mute, he's pushing out. He will knock down the 3rd, and there's nothing to. There's just nothing here. But there's nothing here. There's some Zerglings, there's some Queens, but the reality is that even without Blink, this army should. We can aim him. I mean, we can aim him. Like there's no Blink required at this point. It's gonna be the cherry on top here, as Mute is pushing towards the natural, setting up station traps just in case. We have the hallucination for high ground vision. Yeah, the boys are being pulled. Drone drilling past the army. Oh, stasis goes off. Oracles activate their Force Beam, and with that, the Lings are just melting. Queens are becoming exposed, blinking forward, diving on the Queens. GG gets called, and Mute, he will take a 2-0 lead in our semifinals. GG. Whew, GG, well played. But again, a shout out to EON. Again, like, the build itself was solid. The build itself had potential to work. Unfortunately, again, the execution was lacking there when it came to the initial units in the main base, when it came to the follow-up units as well. Like, that's where it all kind of fell apart a little bit. And shout out to Mute for keeping a cool, calm, and collected head. Again, it was really important for Mute to set up the shield batteries in the main and to fully wall off the natural. Very important there. If he had slipped up, then it's definitely possible that EON could have still made that work. Especially if there were less shield batteries in the main base. But again, just a really solid response out of Mute. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game number 3, potentially the final game of the series. Now, I'm hoping that we get a back and forth. I'm hoping that we get a series out of this, and potentially even the ace match. But the pressure is on EON. Let's go. Pressure is on. And we'll see what he's been cooking for us. Let's go. What's he been cooking? Let's go. And in general, I feel like that's what we've seen so far out of this series. Like, game 1, the 3-base all-in like had a lot of potential to pop off into work. Here in game 2, we had the proxy in the main base, which also had the potential to work as well. Like, the builds have been solid for sure so far in the series. And now we're getting into game number 3. And again, we gotta tighten up, man. We gotta tighten up to pull this off. To bring down a player like Mute. Here we go. Spawning in the top right hand corner of ley lines, we have the purple Zerg player, the purple Zerg, representing Team License to Kill down in the series, and we'll see if he can bounce back from Costa Rica, representing Team License to Kill. It is EON. The opposite of Neo. Topple. And spawning in the bottom of the corner, we have the Peruvian Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Mute. Again, Mute being the best Protoss player in all of Latino America, or at least top 2. Again, we'll see how he does handle the 12 pool. Now from here, this could just be a 12 pool into an expansion to a macro game. 12 pools don't have to be all in, but there are all in variations, right? You just go for a 12 pool and you can pull the boys. Go for a 12 pool drone pool, or you can go for a 12 pool expand. There's no expansion. We're not setting up for the expand, so here we go. We have our Lings on the way, and if we don't move a drone down to low ground, then we're just gonna send it and pull the boys. Yeah, and the longer this goes on, the more likely it is that we're just going to pull the boys. Yep, we're going for it. Okay, so EON, he is going to just send it across the map. There we go. The boys are being pulled. It's all or nothing. And Mute back at home. Forge response. Solid response here out of Mute. A Forge into cannons. Likewise, a fully walling of the natural. We are missing the Zealot. I will say that. There we go. Zealot is on the way. The Zealot was delayed in favor of the wall. Bear that in mind. And is this a full wall? I'm pretty sure there's a gap here. Mute. You have to pull the boys down here to protect this. Is it open? Okay. Whew, okay. I thought there was a little gap here. Cybercore is going to be targeted down. Very nice drone drilling here from EON. At the same time, cannons and shield batteries in the main. And he will break through. And we have to keep going. Oh. Pulls back. Otherwise, we could have gone into the main. We could have tried to focus on some of the shield batteries and cannons, but okay. We're going to pull back with the drones. We will clean up the low ground, and EON, he's going to macro from here. Okay. Interesting. Like, he is down in economy because he has 0 income. He has 1 drone mining. But okay. I still favor Mute. Just because he's been on one. Oh no, that's around! Oh my god. Almost. Casito, baby, casito. Doesn't quite get this around. But with that Mute, he even cancelled. I don't know if you noticed, he cancelled a cannon, he cancelled a shield battery. So good reaction by Mute. He does cancel his buildings, only allowing one cannon to finish. Ooh, but that, yeah, the structure was exposed. Wings are rotating over. Yeah, they're within range on the side. Oh no, they're surrounded. Yeah, he surrounds the Zealots. Cybercore is going to be sniped. The boys have to be pulled. Miscontrol here by Mute. Does miscontrol. The Cybercore is going to fall. Outside of the pool, the boys, he cannot save this. And back at home, he needs to just drone up as hard as possible. He has to drone, he has to expand. There's a probe in position. Gases are exposed. Yeah, he can get the gas. Go for it. You can get the gas. Can get the gas geyser instead. He's going for the natural. I mean, good call. I mean, ideally you want both. Ideally you want both, Pappy. You can get both. It's okay. He's taking a little bit too long, and now the Oracle's in production. The gateway is also, so yeah, like there's buildings like the gateway and the gas geyser that you can go for. We're gonna be opportunistic. EON taking the unnatural natural. Does cancel the gateway. Now he rotates to the gas, but now the Oracle's out. Yeah, the Oracle has arrived. And now Mute will defend. And it will take down every single Zergling. So again, outside of that gas geyser, I mean, so far, solid damage here from EON. So far, so good. He canceled the natural, he killed the Cybercore, he canceled a gateway, canceled 2 gateways actually, and killed the Zealot. But is that enough? As EON is still down in economy, right? Like, he's still trying to recover. The Oracle still does pose a threat. Gets a drone. Gets one worker. Behind the second Oracle. Oh god, these Oracles. We're even getting into a third Oracle's on the way. Highland did finish. Rushing into a lair, interesting. Now with a lair like this, we could turn this into a Link Queen all-in. Sorry, I should say Link Queen Nidus all-in. Oh, as the Queen is gonna go down. Oof. Yeah, one Queen falls. Things are breaking out. There is a spore, but oh god. Catching out a couple trade drones. Getting 4 drone kills, 5 drones even for an Oracle. I would say this is an okay trade, considering like just how low eco this game state is. To lose an Oracle for 5 drones, not too bad. Considering he also killed 2 more in the main, so 7 in total. Link's moving out, and yeah, as we assumed, Link Queen Nidus all in. As we mentioned earlier, this is definitely something that can work here. Overlords are in position. But these Oracles are going to be a problem. There's 3 Oracles. Like, that's a lot of DPS. I do like this. We're wasting energy. True. Like, EON, he's baiting out energy. Once again, baiting out more. There it is. Oracles are out of energy. They're out of energy here. More Lings are amassing. What else do we have to defend? No. Okay, Warp Gate's about to finish. We're getting to Warp Gate. We're getting into a 3-gate setup. There we go. Nice into main. But, there was the energy overcharge. Oof. Yeah, energy overcharge will allow this to be shut down. We got a 4th Oracle. I mean, Mass Oracle is ideal here. Yeah, it gets up to 4 Oracles. Nidus is denied. And now Mew knows what's happening. Now he's aware. And now there's less of a chance for this to work. Void Ray is on the way. It's all or nothing here for EON. The Oracles, they now have a decent amount of energy. Here come the Queens. It's going to be 4 Queens. They're going to be able to hold their own. Nidus into the main. And Mute, does he notice the Nidus? Right now he's distracted. Yeah, Mute is distracted. Nidus will complete. Now we have to rotate over. We have to rotate. We got to rotate. Nidus finishes. Where's the rotation? Queen's coming in. Is it too late? Oh, transfuse. Oh my god, clutch transfuse. Nice juggling with the queens. Very nice control. And can we save any other queens? Oh, it's close. It's very, very close here. There we go. Does, I think, save the queen towards the end? Nah, not quite. Not quite. But there we go. Lings are flooding in. And we gotta rotate. We gotta rotate all the Lings over because right now we're losing so much of those zealots. There we go. There's that rotation. This is working. But that's still a lot of zealots. Yeah, there's still a lot of charges. Oh, they're stuck. Make some room. Lings are trapped behind the queens. Oof. And here come the chargelets. Here come the chargelets. They bust on in. Queens are exposed. And Mute defends. Mute, he holds, he defends. Just too many chargelets to deal with. And with that, Mute, he will hold. There was potential. There was potential. Like, shout out to EON. He killed all the oracles. He killed all the void rays. He got into the main base. But unfortunately, he wasn't quite able to overwhelm this many zealots. Like, there's just too many. Too many zealots here. Like zealots, they just completely shut down Zerglings and queens. But there's no gas or there's no tech for Banelings or Roaches, so there's just no answer. There's no answer to the chargelets, outside of just sheer numbers, of course. But you're not going to overwhelm this army. Like, that's a lot of chargelets. Again, EON, he was on a timer. He was on a timer, and he wasn't quite able to do enough in time. He wasn't able to break Mute before this game state. And with that, the queens are going to be overwhelmed. Zealous a breakthrough. GG gets called, and Mute, he will take the series 3-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Congratulations here to Mute, as he will claim the series 3-0. Again, a solid defensive play featured here from Mute. Meanwhile, shout out to EON for the quirky builds. I loved the build choice here. GG, well played. Again, like game one, if you remember, game one we had EON going for a 3-way soul in with a drop into the main to go for 3-way soul in on Ultra Love. Game two was the stacked drones into proxy hatchery into the main base, and here in game three, the 12 pool drone pool as well. So GG, well played. Again, some very interesting, very quirky builds here, and again, like I definitely saw a lot of potential in a lot of them as well. Again, the game states were often very shaky, very unstable, very chaotic. GG, well played. In the end, Mute, he will take it. He'll advance on to the grand finals, and with that, they were. With that, we are now getting ready for our next series, for our next semifinals. For our next semifinals here, up next is going to be Sagan. I mean, hold on. We'll catch up. We'll catch up on the bracket. Let's go. So our first semis has concluded 3-0 in favor of Mute, but now up next we do have our next series. It is going to be Sagan versus Draconix in a Terran versus Protoss. Let's go. Let's go. It is going to be another best of 5 TVP, again, purely TVPs in the lower half of the bracket. We had Sagan taking down Luciano, we had Draconix taking down Password, but they were very close matches, very close games. And I can see this going either way. Like, my heart, you know, wants Draconix to do well, but I also got to respect Sagan for what he has to offer as well. So we're expecting a back and forth. I do not expect a 3-0. In this series, no shot. No 3-0. We're hoping for a game 4, maybe even a game 5. The first chance was sick. It was sick. It was sick. Hope we see more like this at Cheeseadelphia. True. Hope so as well. I mean, Starkiller's gonna be there. Like, have faith that Starkiller he'll bring the clown to Cheeseadelphia. To Cheeseadelphia. Starkiller, he'll bring it. He'll bring it. For sure. It's been a year since I've seen this. Yes. The chase. But we are going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here, and Vetoes are underway. When Vetoes are done, we will have Sagan and Draconix up next. See you soon. See you soon after the break. Hope. welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the second semifinals of the broadcast. Welcome to the LATAM League, the Latino American League 2025. As we are here, as we have arrived, we just wrapped up with the upper semifinals with EON versus Mute. Now we are here to determine who will face off against Mute in the grand finals. Here we go, best of 5 TVP, and spawning in the top right hand corner here of ley lines, we have the Peruvian Terran player. We have the teal Terran. It is Draconix. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the Chilean Protoss player, the purple Protoss representing Team Gosu. It is Sagan. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our TVP. Coming into this, I do feel like this is going to be a closer series. Last series, it was mainly Mute surviving the cheese and surviving the aggression of his opponent. Here, I would say that the Draconix and Sagan are closer in skill when it comes to their mid game, when it comes to their standard play. So I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for a game 4, maybe even an ace match. We'll see. Likewise, I'm sure the players have been preparing all week long for their match, and so that's what I appreciate here about the LATAM League, is they have had a week to prepare for their opponents. They have known ahead of time. Likewise, the same will be said for the finals as well, as the finals are not tonight. The finals are going to be next week, so the players will also have time to prepare for that as well. Let's go. As from here we are going to be settling in. Initially, single gas opener, so Rax expand economic opener out of Draconix. Likewise, Sagan going for a gate expand into Cybercore. A bit of a greedier build here by Sagan. Okay, he will delay his Cybercore in favor of a faster Nexus. Good call here against Draconix. Again, Draconix not really known too much for his aggressive builds. I'm sure we will see them on smaller maps, but on a map like Ley Lines, there's a little bit less incentive. Is less incentive. From here, we're going to be pulling away. CC on the low ground. Sagan, he can try to disrupt, but for now, just going to be keeping that probe alive. Ideally, going to be hiding from the Reaper. Reaper comes out, and the Reaper is searching for the probe. And will he find it? Oh, he will. Yeah, we'll find the probe. Nice catch here from Draconix. We'll focus on the probe, and we'll move out. Does move out. Yo, shout out to the LATAM League as well. It's beautiful. Shout out to those working behind the scenes, of course. Shout out to Invent Ladders Esports for sponsoring. Shout out to Crown for organizing, and Enki as well, and Mossov for also sponsoring, for also supporting. Much love. Much love. As we have a take of choice, they're going to be a Twilight Counter opener out of Sagan. Behind the safety bunker from Draconix. Draconix so far playing standard. Playing very standard here. So far, so good. Nothing crazy. Nothing wild. The real question becomes how many gateways. So far we have a 2-gate setup, so we could go 2-gate blink into a third, we could go 3-gate blink or 4-gate blink instead. We'll see how safe or how greedy Sagan wants to be. I was speaking on this actually this week about how 2-gate blink openers have, especially at the pro level, at the highest level, have fallen off. They've fallen off very heavily in the current meta just because of how aggressive Terran players have been. And it looks like the same is said here as the Reaper goes down, but that is a 3rd gateway. So 3-gate blink out of Sagan, very safe play. Very safe. We could go even safer than this, and we could take gases and a robo and stay on 2 bases a little bit longer before taking the 3rd. But I don't think there's really much reason to do so because we're aware it was an economic opener. So 3 gates blink into a 3rd base. It feels appropriate here. It does feel appropriate. Hallucination scattered across the map. Does get eyes on the 1-1-1. It is going to be add-on swap tech lab first into Cloak Banshee, but everything gets seen. Everything gets scattered. The Cyclone will take down the Hallucination, but too little too late. It's going to be taking it down after the full scout. So now Sagan, what does he go for? Robo. Does go for a gas and a robo before expanding. There it is, robo in the main. Observers being chronoed, was being prioritized, and that means there will be detection. Sagan, he has seen everything he needs to. He has the tools to defend. Again, it was a cheeky build here by Draconix, but Draconix, who was relying on denying the scouts. The Widowmine was not buried in time. And that scout was not denied. Meanwhile, Sagan moving out. Does move out. Will hit the natural. Cyclone's in position, so is the bunker. Draconix should be okay, but really this is all about containing. It's about catching the Banshee. And he barely missed it. Barely did miss it. Back at home, we have 2 Stalkers in the main base. The Observers. Yeah, we have Observers in position as well. The natural is more exposed, true, but there's an Observer in the main, and yeah, the Banshee is going to be spotted. Behind this, I do appreciate this out of Draconix. What did he do? Cancelled. He cancelled Cloak. Again, because he knows he got scattered, he's respecting his opponent enough to know that his opponent would be ready for it. So does cancel Cloak, does not make a second Banshee either. So only 1 Banshee into a Raven instead. So Draconix does adjust. He does adjust to his opponent. From here, yeah, the Banshee pokes in, the Banshee is deflected. Sagan looking solid. Now, the one plus side here of what's been happening, even though the Banshees don't get any damage done, is that the Banshees actually keeping the Oracles, sorry, the Observers at home, right? There's 1 Observer here at the natural, there's 1 Observer here in the main, there's no Observers on the map. We're relying quite heavily here on these Stalkers and Hallucinations. There's a high chance that if Draconix were to move out, if he were to drop or try to bypass this army, there's a high chance he could pull that off. But now though, we're still just building up. Hallucination goes down. Behind this we have a 3-rack setup. No, ooh, 2 base all in. We have 3 Raxes in the main. What do we have here in the natural? 2 more Raxes. 2 more Raxes, 0 add-ons. Draconix, +1 about to finish. He can pull the boys. He can just unsiege, lift, and just pull all the boys and just send it across the map. This is looking like an all-in. For now, though, never mind. Going for drop play. Does skirt around the edge. Hallucination once again checking the natural. Storm is going to be done though. Yeah, Storm is going to be complete. Draconix does unload. We spoke about this, but this drop has been unscouted, or hasn't been seen. And we could try to hide or try to sneak up behind the army. Here comes the unsiege. And as the Stalkers get zoned away. Yeah, our eyes are on Draconix here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, he pulls the boys. As we mentioned, like everything here pointed towards the 2 base all in. So he does pull the boys. Oh no! He cannot afford to get scattered though. Checking the vision, Sagan. He does not see the boys being pulled. We gotta go. No, he's going back in. Oh, he sees. Big scout here for Sagan. He knows. He sees. He now spots the all in. He's now aware. Behind this, we have 2 shield batters already. We have a massive amount of storms. Oh god, that's a lot of storms. Massive feedback. Feedback goes off. Tanks are exposed. Storms run away the army, and Sagan will completely shut this down. The storms are brutal. Oh god. The storms are insane, and with that, Draconix has almost nothing left. He's down to 1 tank, sorry, down to 2 tanks. 2 tanks, no more SCVs, barely any bio army left. The storms were insane. And Draconix, he is in a rough place here. Sagan, he expands in the face of the all-in. And Draconix, he turns around, but what are we turning back to? There's nothing here. There's 9 SCVs. I guess 11 in total here at the natural. There's no follow-up tech. Now we have the Ghost Academy on the way, but yeah, again, the all-in was scouted, was spotted. And Sagan, he did shut it down. Again, the storms are ready. More than, I mean, look at how many High Templar there are. Jesus. It's 9 High Templar. That's a lot of Templar. The Templar's going off like Palpatine. Unlimited power. Oh god. Draconix doing his best window impression. Oh no. That's from here. Oh god, oh no, oh no. Not like this. Now we do have a ghost. The ghost has arrived. He can EMP, he can try to break out of this, but bearing in mind Sagan's maxed. Sagan, he's, I should say, about to max out. Has a massive lead here in the supply. Yo, we're moving in with the drop. Here comes EMP. Oh, nice, very nice EMP. If only we weren't down 50 supply. But the EMP was solid. Again, nice moves out of Draconix. So I'm at the same time. Draconix moving out. As he has 2 more ghosts. Oh. Likewise, still holding onto those EMPs. Oh, doesn't quite land it. Yeah, lands EMP a little bit too late. The storms are brutal, and Sagan, he will completely overwhelm. GG gets called, and Sagan takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Again, Draconix, he committed into a 2-base all-in. Unfortunately, as we saw, he was completely shut down. He was scattered, he was seen, and back at home, Sagan, he was more than ready with all the charge-outs, with the massive amount of storms. He had like 6-7 High Templar waiting on top of the ramp. And the storms were brutal. The army was stacked. That was also a little bit on Draconix, bearing in mind that Draconix, he did not just stack his army, but he did push a little bit too far forward with the tanks, so the tanks were also exposed. The tanks were the first things to go down. With that, was overwhelmed. GG. GG, well played. With that, Sagan does take a lead, and now we are getting ready for game number 2. Let's go. Getting ready for game 2. God, oh no. All the Star Wars quotes even. I don't like this. What about the droid attack on the mineral lines? Oh no. True. We always have to be reminded. But here we go. We're getting into our next game. We're getting into game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Pylon. That gets me every time. As Pylon, of course, is more known for these aggressive all-ins. I would say that unfortunately for Draconix to reveal his hand in game 1, it does mean that there's going to be less of a chance for it to work out here in game 2. But here we go, spawning in the bottom hand corner of Pylon, we have the Peruvian Terran player, representing his team NWCE. Down in the series, we'll see him bounce back. It is Draconix. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have our purple Protoss player, our Chilean Protoss representing Team Gosu. It is Sagan. Go. As welcome to Pylon, welcome one and all. Pylon has a shorter rush distance by ground, has more exposed bases, and Pylon is a map that where all-ins are more favored on. You can actually already see the difference between Pylon and ley lines. Remember, on ley lines there was a ramp coming into the 3rd. Here, the ramp is a little bit further out. It is a little bit wider. There are multiple attack paths. You don't have to go up the ramp into the 3rd base. You can actually go here in between the bases or here towards the linear 3rd as well, where there is no ramp. So these bases are more exposed. Again, it's more accessible, shorter rush distance by ground. So we often do see all-ins. The problem, double gas by the way, the problem though is that we just saw a failed all-in in game 1. Not saying that we can't do it again, but like now Sagan is more noticed, right? Now he's on edge. Now he's willing or more looking more gonna be more adept at scouting, more willing to scout, and more attentive to it. There we go, more attentive. From here though, double gas opener. Now, as a reminder, last game we actually had an economic opener. Last game Draconix did open up single gas racks expand. This time double gas into a faster factory. This can lead into an earlier cyclone, into a cyclone drop. This can lead into early tank production, into an early tank drop, an early tank all in. This can lead into an early tech lab, into an add-on swap, in towards cloak banshee play faster than last game. There are options here available. We can even go Reaper into Reactor Reaper Hellion. Speaking of, okay, Reaper into Reactor here. Most likely we won't be going for an add-on swap. This can be just Reactor into Marine production, then into, you know, your Cyclones. We'll see how Draconix sells pieces all together. Meanwhile, across the map, Standard Opener out of Sagan is settling in. We're waiting for the tech lab. Ooh, okay, it's going for the add-on swap. Okay, never mind. I assumed it was going to be Reactor Marine, but no, it's going to be a Reactor into add-on swap instead, which means no tech lab. No tech lab on the factory, no Cyclone. Going for the... Oh, okay. It's going to be Reactor Hellion into Hellion drop, going for the proxy starport. Okay. So Hellion drop opener out of Draconix.
Game paused.
As it looks like we have a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything's okay.
Game resumed.
Okay, we're good. Didn't realize I was ref. Okay, we're good to go. God, there's always a lot of pressure when you have to be the one-to-one pause. But here we go. We do have the drop into the main. Also, I think next time I need to confirm with Draconix that everything's good. That's my apologies. Speaking of, this is brutal. I mean, pauses can shake players off. This is a brutal supply block. This is an insane supply. Oh god. Oh no. This is what, like 30 seconds? Like, now we break out of the supply block without that is a really rough start here. Like, time is of the essence. Instead we're going proxy liberator, so it's gonna be Hellion at Reaper on one end, but that's a full wall. Oh, that's a full wall here on the right hand side. Yeah, the reactor was scattered earlier. Full wall out of Sagan. Likewise, liberator is delayed into the main. No. The wall did complete, and we can see Sagan trying to break himself out. But this is a rough start for Draconix. And again, the pause may have thrown him off when it comes to making the depot. I'm not saying that that's what happened, but it's possible. Mr. Miller's still going in the chat. Oh no. Oh no. Liberator is going to be shut down. Hellions, they do bust into the natural zone. Okay, they get into the mineral line. Probes are getting roasted, at least some probes. At least some. Getting 6 probe kills here at the natural. Aye, aye, aye. And Draconix from here is, I mean, he was able to get some damage, don't get me wrong, 7 probes in total. That's okay, for sure. Tanks have arrived. Behind this, working towards Stim, working towards a 3-1-1 setup. He's looking to secure here on 2 bases, but what's important is, again, now he has gained map control. Now he's going to be forcing Draconix back home, and now he can expand. Getting a 3rd base up and running, macroing up behind this, working towards, not Storm this time, working towards Colossus production. Okay. So the pause, it threw me off as well. So now Sagan is taking up. He's taking up, getting his expansion, building up in towards a longer game state. Draconix back at home is getting a 3rd CC. No all-in this time, 3rd CC. So we're going to slowly build up towards a longer game. I will say that mid-game can be quite difficult on Pylon. I mean, it goes both ways as we're dropping into the... jumping into the main. But the mid game can be quite difficult just because the bases are very accessible, so run-bys and counterattacks can wreak havoc. But we'll see. See how he embraces. As the starport has landed. Draconix, he breaks out. Oh my god, that is the fake third! Fake third base out of Draconix. Let's go! The boys are being pulled, but there's going to be a Colossus to defend. No Storm, true, but there's going to be a Colossus. There's going to be some lasers. No shield battery, okay? Sorry, my apologies. There's one shield battery. One shield battery. So run-by confirms there's nothing at home. There's a scan, but there's a Colossus on the high ground. Tanks do siege. Oof, and the Marines are getting annihilated. As Tiger firing there on top of the Colossus. Colossus does take a volley. But the longer this goes on, the worse it is for Draconix. Ay, ay, ay. From here, he's rotating over. Tanks will siege. He has high ground vision. Gets him shut off here on the Stalkers. Oh, God. And so far, Sagan, it's looking pretty good. I mean, he almost kills the natural base, Pappy. It's on fire. Does catch fire. What little is left of the boys, they race back home. Tanks are exposed, and Sagan, he will just collapse in. It will collapse in. It will take down all 3 tanks. Tanks go down. Draconix is going to be forced back. Double Forge now on the way, now working towards Storm. And Sagan, you just keep pushing. What's stopping him is lack of Prism. Like, there is no War Prism, so reinforcements are delayed. But he doesn't care. He's just moving out anyway. There's no bunker. The one tank is on the low ground. I do feel like Sagan can break this position. Just has to piece his army together. And bring everything forward. Now there's a second tank. Oh, that's a lot of Stalkers though. So he could try to blink in, focus on the first tank, and then break through the rest of the army. But Sagan doesn't take the risk. Backs off, expands. Backs off, gets a 4th base, saturating everything here. A Storm is almost done. There's no reason to push in when you have double Forge on the way as well. So again, Sagan, there's no pressure. There's no pressure to push into the bases. Right now, the pressure's on Draconix to recover. And it's going to be a rough road to recovery here for Draconix. Just because the upgrades are late. The 3rd base is faster, true, but likewise has to rebuild all his SCVs. Draconix now going to be landing his own 3rd. He will attempt to macro out of this. Will attempt. Now, how do we recover in this game? For the Draconix, there are a couple of ways. One is drop play, right? We can go for drop play. I say that as cannon, shield batteries, and High Templar in the main. But here on the right, there's High Templar here on the right hand side. Honestly, shout out to Sagan. He has split up his army really well. There's High Templar on the right, there's High Templar on the left, and the main army is here after the 4th. So there's no easy way to get damage done here when it comes to drop play and harass, but there's still potential for that to pop off, to get some damage done. Outside of that, you're relying on trying to outposition your opponent. If you're able to like catch the army a portion at a time, move out unscouted, hit a base, get some damage done, then pull out and get away. Like, there's definitely some hidden run tactics that you can go for, but it's still going to be difficult to achieve, especially with Sagan having map control. He has both Zelnaga towers. He has both towers. His army is being active. It's difficult to get across the map unscouted. Here we go. Sagan does move in. Massive. Oh god, the storms. The storms are once again brutal. And GG gets called. GG gets called. Sagan, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. We'll take a 2-0 lead. And now the pressure is on Draconix here. One more misstep, one more mistake, and he'll be out of the tournament. He has to fight back here and now to close way back in, to have a chance at an ace match at the finals. Let's go. Let us go. I see in the chat, yo, the Sagan stream. I like his style. A lot of these players, a lot of our top players here do stream. I don't think Sagan is one of them. Like, looking at our top 8. Hold on. Looking at our top 8 players. Bam. Mutes, he doesn't stream. Dark Unnamed, he doesn't stream either. Davito, he does. Davo streams. EON, he also streams as well. So Davo streams, EON streams. Password and Draconix at the bottom of the bracket, they stream as well. Draconix and Password, they do stream. They do hosted ladder sessions and sometimes do some casting as well. But unfortunately, Sagan and Luciano and Mute and Dark Unnamed, I don't think they're active streamers from my recollection. From my understanding. They don't actively stream. But yeah, Sagan is looking solid. Looking very solid here in this TVP. I will say that he had a bit of a shakier performance against Luciano, but if you remember, the reason why that series was so much fun in the quarterfinals and why Luciano and Sagan went to the ace match, and honestly that could have gone either way, is Luciano was hyper aggressive. More so than Draconix. Like, both games so far in the series, Draconix has gone for 2 base all-ins. What was Luciano doing? He was proxying, and he was going for 1 base all-ins. like Luciano, he was much more chaotic. He was like 1 level above when it comes to like cheese and aggression. Like Luciano, he was an animal. He was an absolute animal. More so than what Draconix is doing here. Draconix, like, these all-ins that have been going for are more standard. They're on 2 bases, right? There's a higher chance of scouting and preparing for them. These builds hit later for Draconix to hit later. And Sagan has been able to have a bit of an easier time keeping up with and shutting them down. But here we go, we're now getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom hand corner of Maganatha, we have the Chilean Protoss player, the purple Protoss, representing Team Gosu. It is Sagan. Let's go. And spawning in top left hand corner, top left hand corner, we have the teal Terran player. We have the Peruvian Terran, down heavily in the series and moving out with an SCV. Hello, it is Draconix. I showed him the chat, late chrono notes. Good relations with Hellbats, I have. To Persephone, I will go. Oh no. You're all animals. All animals. SCV moves out, and we're going for the eBay block. Okay, so we're not going for any cheese, but we are looking to delay the economy of his opponent. So eBay block on low ground. But Sagan, he scouts. He scouts. He sees this early enough, and he can force a cancel. He can force a cancel. The boys are being pulled. There we go. Does pull the boys. Oh, good positioning here with the SCV, though. Is going to be a little bit safer, but will be killed. Oh! It's a little bit more progression, but there we go. Is going to be taking out. Alas, too much progression. Yeah, too much progression. Good RNG, good positioning here from Draconix. He was able to preserve that SCV a little bit longer, and he will force Sagan to expand elsewhere. So this is a good start. A good start for the Terran player. He forced the boys to be pulled, but they failed to deny the eBay. They did fail. And with that, Sagan, he has to expand elsewhere, which would have been the case if he didn't pull the boys. So this was inefficient from Sagan. Likewise, Draconix behind this, going for his own CC. Economic opener, Rax expand. So coming into this for the first time, Draconix does have an edge over Sagan in the early game. He is ahead economically. Slightly. Not a massive lead, but a lead nonetheless. Likewise, because of the setup that we have here, it is going to be more awkward for Sagan to defend both his third/natural and his main at the same time. Because of this, it is common for Protoss players to open up Stargate. The reason why you would see Stargate in this position is because Oracles don't care about your terrain. It can be difficult for Stalkers and Adepts and Sentries to rotate back and forth. Oracles, because they're in the air, they don't really care about the ground terrain, so it's easier to maneuver between the bases. Not saying that we have to see Stargate, but we could. It is more common in this situation. As Draconix does set up defensively back at home, bunker is thrown down. Getting to his own 1-1 setup. And there's going to be a Twilight Council opener out of Sagan. So Sentry into Twilight Council, Hallucination moves out across the map, and this Hallucination will confirm that there's no reactor on the factory. And that means that there's no mass Hellion, which is important. So there we go, he does see. He also confirms the CC is done, so he knows that the CC was prioritized and that the factory was delayed. And we're setting up for what looks to be a mine drop. Okay. So a Hellion versus Scout. Hellion does move out. I'm loving the Mad Max aesthetic on the Hellions. Appreciate it. I don't think we ever got a full, unfortunately, I don't think we ever got a full like post-apocalyptic like Mad Max skin set for all Terran units, but I think it's only the Hellions, right? They got this treatment. Am I crazy? Or did we get a little bit more? I know we didn't get the buildings, unfortunately. With the Hellions at least. It's nice. We appreciate it. Behind this, going for a 3-1-1 setup. Of course, the hallucination did confirm, I believe. Yeah, it did confirm again, at least the add-ons. And lack of prioritization on the tech labs. Here comes that mine drop towards the main. And Sagan is not ready for this. Sagan, he has his stalkers in between the bases. He has adepts here towards the left-hand side. But the main base is more exposed. We're warping in there. There we go. 2 more stalkers. So Sagan is nicely spread out. Units in each base. Oh. Does zone. And does catch out the Hellion and the Reaper. Yeah, Crown in the chat letting us know that, of course, Sagan, he doesn't stream. We did mention that earlier. Did mention. And yes, he came back recently. Sagan came back this month to play. Kind of. Like, Sagan, he came back, like, I want to say last year. Like, he was playing in the Team Gosu, like, power rankings, or, like, the LTK power rankings. I think that was maybe at the start of the year. But Sagan, he's been playing in some tournaments here and there. He's not like Dastan. Like, Dastan, who, like, fully retired and, for, like, a year, right? Or 2 years. Basically when, you know, he got his IRL job. Let's see if hallucination does poke in. Storm is on the way. Drop, oh, is deflected. Good reaction there by Draconix. And what kind of setup do we have here? Once again, we do have a 3-rack setup. We have an extra racks behind the mineral line. So that's going to be our 4th racks. We have a 5th racks even. 5th racks is on the way. We do have add-ons. We might expand behind this, or we might just double down. Our eyes are on the boys. I'm loving the Widowmines behind the Stalkers. Let's go. Mine's just going off. Oh, nice catch. Very nice catch. And the Draconix, he does send it across the map. Back at home, he does not pull the boys. This time, we're looking to potentially even get a 3rd CC. Regardless, we are committed. He is pushing. Storm is going to be done just in time. Storm done in 2 seconds, done in 1. Storm is ready. Storm is ready. Again, ideally, Sagan wants to wait for the Terran to push into him. He's waiting here on top of the ramp. Draconix, he does spot the High Templar. He knows. Here comes the Unsiege. He's pushing forward. Moving towards the production. And Sagan, he's not quite able to engage. Okay, tanks it within range. Now within range of the production. Ghost Academy's on the way back at home. This should lead into a 3rd. But now Draconix gaining more ground. Snipes the Cybercore. So you have a defensive storm. Slowing this down. Gateway's the depowered, not bad. And this is nice damage. I want to say, though, that Draconix should soon retreat from here. I mean, I say that. He does have a massive army. He could maybe even try to break through. Maybe. That's still a lot of storms. Let's see, where do we go from here? Do we retreat? Do we back off? Do we keep going? do we even just June drop into the main? There's only 2 High Templar here. Zaltar getting caught out. Sagan does repower the gateways. For the most part, they're repowered. Warping in more units. Does warp in. They're not going to still maintaining this position. Doesn't pull away. There's a scan. Sagan taking bottom left. Bold move. And here we go. Sagan is going for the dive. The tanks are exposed. They're going to be the first to go down. Yeah, both tanks fall. Feedback on the ghost. And so far, the storm does graze the army. Draconix has to get the hell out of here. He has to pull away. Does pull away. Again, this army is so fragile. Like 1 or 2 storms will shut this down. Here comes the EMPs. Ooh, very nice. Nice EMP, dead center on the High Templar. Sagan, he was stacked, but he does have 1 High Templar spread. Still has storm. Still has storms available. June drop into the main. The Draconix, still no expansion. Like by now we would have seen a 3rd TC, but still no base. Ay ay ay. The drop is spotted. Sagan, he responds. Oh my god. Very strong response. And my biggest concern here, I mean, is unfortunately Draconix, he was in position to deny the base, but he didn't check bottom left. Like, an expansion has been taken for Sagan. He is getting a 4th. And here we go. Draconix is pushing forward. He's moving in. He's leading with the ghosts. Looking for the look for the EMPs. Up! High Templar pull away. 3 High Templar get EMP'd. There's a handful of storms remaining. But more EMPs are coming. And the EMPs are moving in. But the ghosts even. Ooh, brutal connection! It does catch the High Templar. We get a decent storm, but now there's barely any storms left. Yeah, barely any remaining. There's 2 storms. And there's just too much here. Draconix, he's maxed. He's maxed out. We get a decent storm. Another one does graze the army as well. Also decent. Oh my god, that Archon. Overextension. Archon does overextend. Colossus has arrived. Now we have some Raiders. Again, Draconix just completely 2-base all in. First, once again, they push forward. They try to push forward. There are 8 High Templar. And enough time has passed where now we have additional storms. But it's still going to be difficult to break. Sagan is also maxing out. Likewise, does go for the Zealot run by, catching reinforcements. And here we go, he's going for it. Yeah, he does go in. Nice, very nice EMPs. EMPs connect on the right hand side. High Templar goes down. 0 storm. 0 storms available. And with that Draconix, I think he has done it. Again, Colossus, they're not good enough. He cannot push into Liberators. Into the Freedom. There's too much Freedom. The base goes down. Whew. And we're going to make a series out of this. We're making a series out of this. We're not going to get 3-0'd. There's just too much Freedom. Let's go. Draconix will break the natural. Sagan doing a great job catching reinforcements. Again, catching up more Marines. But the natural has been broken. And again, there's just no way to deal with this army. Not anymore. Again, solid EMPs out of Draconix. More Liberators pushing in. Draco's now checking for another expansion. Yeah, he's checking for the base. And he will bring it down. Does find the Nexus. Sagan expanding and taking one of Draconix's bases. He's an animal bat. Yeah. There's a recall. Does save the expansion. Does recall bottom left. And look at how many High Templar there are. Geez, 9 High Templar in the main. That's crazy. But that means nothing to the EMPs. Jumping in. It does jump in. A nice EMP catching out 4 High Templar. But there's still more storms. We need them. Storms are coming in. We get an okay storm. This is decent. Meanwhile, the army coming in from behind. Oh, but where are the storms? We need those storms. This army gets caught out. Yeah, and then we just him in. Yeah, just missed movement here from Sagan. He should not have been here from behind. Not without the High Templar coming in at the same time. So Sagan, he throws away 2 Colossus. It was just too premature. Draconix, calm down. Killed one of his own Liberators. There we go. He has control of the ramp. Takes down the Stalker. Another EMP. Yeah, another 2 EMPs. And Draconix, he stims. And he wins. As he has control of the main. Does reposition. Takes over the... Oh god, no, the storm! Oh god, no, he stands in the storms! Never mind! He stood in all the storm, Pappy. It was only 1, but it kills everything. No shot. Sagan, has he done it? 1 storm is all you need, Pappy. Oh my god. And with that, he does collapse in, blinks over, blinks past, and wow, Sagan, he does it. GG gets called. 1 storm, Pappy. That's all he got. And with that, Sagan, he will claim the series 3-0. GG. Aye. Oh god. Again, the army was just so heavily overstimmed that 1 storm killed everything. Oh god. GG, well played. Draconix, he had it, Pappy. He had it. Aye. He had the game. He was doing well for himself. He was killing bases. He was landing some really solid EMPs. But as you saw, all it takes is 1. All it takes is 1, Pappy. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Unfortunately, Draconix, he got a little bit too excited. He was stacked, right? Like, he got too excited. He was his army was clumped up. His army was clumped. And even though he landed so many EMPs, he did miss a High Templar. And with that, GG, well played. With that, Sagan will claim the series. And with that, we have our 2 finalists. We have our 2 finalists here. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Let's switch our scenes over and catch up on what has been going on. I see Perm. Annyeong haseyo, papi. Annyeong. Este Perm in the chat. But yes, EON takes a 3-0 Mute takes a 3-0 over EON, and Sagan 3-0 over Draconix. It's going to be a PvP finals. And again, Draconix is playing out that final game so well, landing every EMP he needed to. Taking a slow approach, arriving with the Liberators, catching out the Colossus for free. Remember, he caught the Colossus as well. Like, he was doing everything well until the end. I mean, that's StarCraft, right? One small mistake, and that can cost you the game. That can cost you everything. And with that, we have our 2 finalists here, Mute and Sagan. The PvP is going to be coming at you next week. Remember, the finals will be next week here, so we do have a week for the players to prepare, to cook up some builds, and to get ready for that final best of 5. Best of luck. Best of luck to Mute and Sagan. Congratulations. A shout out to Sagan for, I mean, I'm talking about, you know, the mistakes of Draconix, or the mistake of Draconix. But a shout out to Sagan, because Sagan, despite things looking dire, and things are looking very dire for Sagan, a lesser player would have tapped out. A lesser player would have tapped out, you know, minutes ago. But no, Sagan, he's stuck in there. He knew that there was always one chance. There was always a chance that he could recover. He was taking more bases. He saved bottom left. He was preserving the High Templar, pulling further back into the main, waiting for that one opportune moment. The stars aligned, and he pulled it off. GG well played. So again, really patient play, really tenacious play out of Sagan. Never give up. Never give up. GG. And with that, we do have our 2 finalists here. And again, the finals will be next week. With that, we're not done. We're not done for today. We are done with the LATAM League, and again, a big shout out to those competitors here tonight, EON and Draconix. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it to Game 4 or Game 5, but we had some entertaining games nonetheless. Also, shout out to Infernalis Esports for sponsoring the event. Shout out to Crown for, of course, running the event and adminning, and a shout out to Enki for helping out to organize the event as well. So much love to those working behind the scenes. We do have a show match that we've been holding on to. I just mentioned Enki. Shout out to Enki. Enki, he didn't just help organize this event, but Enki, he does also run other tournaments known as the Enki Pro Series. And again, we were a little bit preoccupied covering other events, the EWC qualifiers, so we were not able to cover this show match live, but we have a best of 5. We have a best of 5 show match ready. And who are we going to be featuring? Ah, you're not prepared. Let's go. Bam. We've had a rise in popularity of 2v2 in recent times, thanks to Wardy hosting team games or team league team events last year, and also to Uwu Thermal for hosting the 2v2 circuit on a monthly basis. And as a result, we have a 2v2 show match as well. We'll get there. I do need a moment to set up all the overlays and set up all the scenes. So we're going to be going on a break before our final show match, but it's going to be a 2v2 best of 5 show match between Juanito and Chim up against ByuN and Percival. Let's go. So we have a best of 5 coming up next after the break. Until then, take this time to get some snacks, get some food, get some water, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, and get ready for our special 2v2 show match. No pun intended for that special. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon after the break, featuring some more LATAM players. True. See you soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to something a little bit different, something a little bit special. Welcome back to a monthly show match. Welcome to the Enki Pro Series number 5. Again, the Enki Pro Series is a tournament, is a show match series that Enki, Alexander, El Hermoso, a Spanish caster, a Spanish tournament organizer, has been hosting on a monthly basis. We have casted every single Enki Pro Series in the past, featuring players like Hero, Clem, ByuN, Zaun as well, Gumiho. So I do recommend checking out some of the VODs on YouTube as to the many show matches that we have brought to you here. And now we have another special show match as well. This one is a little bit different though. This time we're not featuring a best of 7 1v1. This time it's going to be best of 5 2v2. Let's go. In theme with today's broadcast, we just wrapped up with the LATAM League semifinals. And as a reminder for those that are curious, the LATAM League Grand Finals next week. So the players have a month. The players do have a month to prepare for those Grand Finals. But now within the theme of Latino America, we do have LATAM versus Korea coming up at you next. A best of 5 between Juanito, SpeCial, and Chem up against ByuN and Percival. Let's go, let's go. Again, the Koreans are a little bit less willing to play 2v2s, at least it feels to be the case. We have seen Ryung and Gumiho partner up. True, we have seen them partner up. We haven't seen many other duos though when it comes to the Euthermal 2v2 circuits, but now we have ByuN and Percival rising together. Let's go, let us go. So we have a Terran, I'm assuming a Terran duo. I'm assuming that they're not going to be kind of like race switching. I think an example of that is Serral and Ducklings. For those that maybe don't tune into the 2v2 circuit, Serral does compete in the 2v2 circuit, but because double Zerg are considered to be the weakest pairing in 2v2, he doesn't play Zerg when he plays 2v2. Sometimes he does, but he very often switches to Protoss. So we have casted Serral play Protoss before in 2v2s to kind of complement his teammates a lot better, to complement Ducklings. So because of that, we could see, I mean, I say that specifically for Zerg duos, I'll say Terran duos are a lot stronger here, so there's less of a chance, but there is always a chance that we might see like ByuN or Percival mix things up a little bit, depending on how the series does unfold. We'll see. We shall see as we are jumping into our best of 5, and game 1 is going to be on Arctic Flowers. Oh, I should also, actually I should have tested this. I believe I have to do something in regards to the overlay. We'll play it by ear. Let's go. Let's jump in. Let's jump in. But I might have to change some things regarding the overlays. Nah, should be fine. Should be fine. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Arctic Flowers. We have our duo themselves. We have our Latino American duo. We have both our Mexican Zerg player in Chem and our Mexican Terran in SpeCial in Juanito. Not Sagan. We have Team LATAM, and spawning in the top right hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the Korean duo. We have our 2 Terrans, our teal Terran in Percival and our blue Terran in ByuN. Not Draconix. But here we go. We have Team Korea versus Team Latino America, or Team Mexico. Let's go. So again, we do have both Chem and Juanito playing their respective main races. And coming into Arctic Flowers, we have an interesting dynamic here, of course. We have shared mains. The main base is shared between both players, so it's going to be easy to defend said main against an all-in. Likewise, the natural doesn't have that high ground advantage. There's quite an opening here at the natural base, but shared natural bases as well. This is not always the case in 2v2. This is not always the case here in 2v2. Sometimes we have separated main bases and sometimes we have separated natural bases as well with multiple entrances. But here on Arctic Flowers, I would say that your 2-base setup is very secure here on this map. Meanwhile, we do have our openers. So far, economic opener. We have a Rax Expand out of Percival. Likewise, we have a Rax Expand out of ByuN as well. I will actually change our overlays a little bit. Hold on. Bam. To show the command card. So we'll adjust. Behind this, we do have actually a bit of a later hatchery here. Okay, earlier gas, earlier pool. So, oh, sorry, my apologies. It was hatch first. So hatch first. So hatch gas pool, send it over out of Chem. Juanito double gas. So out of all of our players, our Korean duo, they play standard, they open standard, Chem open standard, but Juanito, he instead does go for the double gas opener into a faster factory before expanding. So Juanito is being more aggressive, more assertive. With this, Reapers are on the way. We can go into faster tech lab, into faster cycle production. SV Scout from Percival will confirm the opener of SpeCial. So we'll confirm. And now Cham is just joining on up. Behind this, both ByuN and Percival are going to be getting ready for Juanito. They do have extra Reapers, of course, as they both have one. So together, they should be able to defend against SpeCial. They should be fine. They should be fine. They should be okay. As Cham does take his third. So third expansion is on the way. So again, Cham playing very standard here. Just droning up, just saturating. You see Juanito doesn't quite move out. Not yet. Just trying to gain map control here early on. Likewise, we have all players going to their 1-1-1s. No one's going to a faster second rack to a faster second factory. Not yet. To see Juanito move in. Does move in, does zone away. Not gonna lie, like, it's doing my head in a little bit seeing 3 lines of Terran production tabs on the left hand side. It's like, who's who? Ah. And it looks like it is going to be okay. The 1-1-1 into Banshee play at a SpeCial. Does it into Banshees? Meanwhile, from the other side, we have a standard Raven opener out of ByuN, and Percival, I would imagine, will do the same. Like, right now, both ByuN and Percival have done mirrored builds. Like, they're doing the exact same build, but never mind. There's that first point of deviation. Banshee out of Percival into an add-on swap. ByuN continues making Hellions. Percival, he will switch into Marine production. So our players, they do deviate. At least our 2 Terran teammates here. Our Korean teammates. Meanwhile, we are going to be doubling down, committing into Cloak. Meanwhile, SpeCial, I believe, did not. SpeCial going into just standard Banshee. Vanilla Banshee, no Cloak. Meanwhile, Mass Hellions going to be moving out. Queens, they can hold their own. Cyclone as well, but that's a lot of Hellions that they can try to rush past. Ooh, not quite able to. And not quite able to go for the dive. Locon takes down the Reaper, and so far the Korean team are forced back. Yeah, Team Mexico, they're standing strong. Cham and SpeCial, they do defend, they do deflect. Behind us, the Banshee has arrived. The Banshee for SpeCial is moving out. Ah, but it gets spotted by the Raven. Ooh, it gets spotted by the Raven. ByuN is aware. And you can see they do respond. With nothing that shoots up, but they do respond nonetheless. Juanito, he does spot the Banshee here of Percival. That was Percival with a bit of a slip up. SCV's gonna be going down. Where's that auto turret? 2, 3 SCV kills. Not bad. Yeah, 5 kills in total. Banshee survives, gets away from those auto turrets. Not bad. Getting another SCV. Another 2 SCVs. 3? Oh my god. 3 more SCVs going down. And Percival, what's he getting done with his own Banshee's just now moving out? So delayed move out of Percival. This one bit, Juanito's popping up. How many kills? 9, 10 kills on the Banshee. Oh my god, finally it goes down. That one Banshee has paid for itself, bearing in mind that he didn't even research Cloak. And now it's on Percival to recover, to bounce back and to try to replicate that damage. Spore is not yet done. Banshees are headed towards Cham. Oh no! Oh my god, they line up! The drones do line up, that is brutal! So many drones go down. Oh god. I'm afraid to look. How many was that? I want to say 11. 16. Oh god. And we're not done. Again, the Hellions, they roast up the mineral line, and Cham is getting bullied. Losing 21 drones. That's over a mineral line. Ay, ay, ay. In one second, in one fell swoop, bam! 21 drone kills. Cham is hurting. He's hurting. Cham is falling behind. He has to re-drone, has to resaturate. Behind this, we have mech on the way from ByuN. So ByuN is making it up. Meanwhile, Percival is playing Bio. So Bio tank out of Percival, mech out of ByuN. Behind this, what is Juanito going for? Bio tank. Bio tank out of Juanito. So out of all 3 Terrans, ByuN is the only one going into mech. Meanwhile, no turret. No turrets. Oof. Likewise, auto turret harass into the main, but we have defensive auto turrets from ByuN. And Percival, he is winning the game single-handedly. Percival, he cripples Cham, and now he's going to be crippling Juanito as well. He's crippling SpeCial. I'm afraid to look. So Cham lost 26 drones in total, by the way. 26 drones. That's almost 2 mineral lines. Meanwhile, we just see SpeCial losing 18 SCVs. And that was all due to the Banshee and the Hellion harass. The Hellions, they did help when it came to killing Cham's workers, but when it came to SpeCial's SCVs, that was purely the Banshees. So Percival, he's winning the game for his team. ByuN's like, oh, thank you so much. And now from here, ByuN can just focus on just building up his battle mech. Hellion Cyclone. Yeah, it's ByuN and Percival. They catch the Lings. There's no way out. Yeah, Zerglings, they just get roasted. And again, like the Team Mexico, they've been crippled. They've been crippled early on. They're still trying to recover. It's not going to be an easy hold. It's not going to be pretty. Percival and ByuN, they're moving in. There's not that many Cyclones, thankfully. It's mainly Hellion out of ByuN. But more Cyclones are reinforcing. Roaches are trying to hold their own. The armies, they split up. Armies do split. Nice lock-ons on the roaches. Marines towards left-hand side, just catching at a couple of key units. But so far, Cham and SpeCial, they're holding on. Oof. It does hold, nice stim. SpeCial chasing ByuN back. Do we have any tanks behind this? No tanks, just purely Hellion Cycle. That's still a lot of Cyclones. There we go, there's one tank. Yeah, there's one tank on the high ground. Percival, he does hold the line. Percival's got his tanks. At the same time, he does step on top of the roaches. Ooh, even sniping 2 Ravens. Percival, calm down. Snipes 2 Ravens, snipes 3 Ravens go down. Percival gets all 3 Ravens. Percival, he took the fight with the roaches earlier, and now ByuN comes in to clean up. Yeah, ByuN with the cleanup. Oh, still has to respect those roaches. Has to kite back. Locals are still brutal. Oh, Juanito catching one of the tanks. And getting another as well. Some decent trades here from SpeCial, catching out 2 tanks. But he cannot keep pushing. And Percival, he stims in. Takes down all the Marines, takes down the tank as well. Percival, he holds the line. And Cham and SpeCial, they're all in. Like, they're pretty committed at this point. It's like, SpeCial is on 2 bases, so he's 2 base all in. Cham, likewise, on a low drone count, just now transferring over. Like, it's all or nothing for Team Mexico. It's all or nothing. Actually, hold on. Can I? Okay. Unfortunately, I can't flip the production tab. Otherwise, I would. But we cannot flip it. Smooch. Oh, I can't do this though. There we go. Sorry. That's a 5. As Biles, they don't quite bring down the tank. Tank does survive. Rotating over, catching out 2 of Juanito's tanks. Oh, only getting 1. Okay. SpeCial, he does hold. Losing only the 1 tank. From here, he does pull away. Pull away. Oof. And I mean, I'm impressed that SpeCial's been able to maintain himself for as long as he has with a stifled economy. Like, he's got half a base here in the main and half a base here at the natural, so he's got a 1 base economy. So just trying to keep himself going. Cham, he is maintaining himself at least somewhat. Cham is on 78 workers, so he's okay economically. I guess he can feed SpeCial. True, like SpeCial, he can ask for money. SpeCial is on 44 SCVs, but the longer this goes on, the better it is for Team Korea. for ByuN and Percival, as they are free to max out. Chem himself is maxed, but the soup does lie. This is a 200 supply Roach Ravager Ling Bane base composition, so it's very much so inflated. Does have an inflated army. And here we go. It's the 1v2. Chem, can he take down ByuN and Percival? Does rush forward. Yeah, SpeCial, he taps out. Like SpeCial's been out of it for quite some time, and there we go. GG gets called. ByuN and Percival, they take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG will play. They will take a lead in the series. And now we're getting into game. We're getting to game number 2. As a reminder, this is a best of 5. And again, SpeCial and Chem, they just had a really rough start. Winding it back if you missed out on the start of the game. Actually, I should do this. There we go. Winding it back if you missed out on the start of the game, we did have ByuN and Percival crippling the mainly it was Percival. Percival crippling the economy of both Chem and SpeCial. Remember, he killed 26 drones and 18 SCVs. That is insane damage. And ByuN, he helped a little bit. ByuN, if you remember, he had Hellions to support, and he was able to get one juicy volley off in the middle line of Chem. So there was some Hellion support as well, but really the MVPs that game were the Banshees, because they just tore both Chem and SpeCial apart. SpeCial was able to do some counter damage with his own Banshee, but it paled in comparison to the damage that he's had sustained. And from there, they were forced into an all-in. The all-in failed. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into game number 2, and we'll see if SpeCial and Chem can bring it back. We can make a series out of this. Again, it's a best of 5, so we still have plenty more games ahead of us, but we are jumping in. We go. Buenas noches, para buenas noches. Buenas noches. As we are jumping into game 2 and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Undercurrent, we have our Latino-American duo. We have the red Zerg, we have the purple Terran, we have Chem and SpeCial. Not Sagan. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have our Korean Terran duo. We have our teal Terran, we have our blue Terran. It is ByuN and Percival. Not Draconix. But here we go. I might actually just remove the visual of the intro for this. Yeah. But here we go. Welcome one all to Undercurrent. Undercurrent honestly is a really nice aesthetic map. We'll get to it, but there's a lot of dinosaur noises. I say dinosaur. There's a lot of deep sea like creature, like whale sounds that are permeate towards this area and this area of the map. So we'll get there. We'll get there. Looking forward to it. When it comes to the bases, when it comes to the maps, again, we have a lot of, I would say, variety in regard to the 2v2 maps. We have a shared main. We have once again a shared main base, but there is one pocket base which ByuN is taking for the Korean team. Meanwhile, is being left open currently for the Mexican team. And likewise, we have a kind of shared natural location. I say kind of shared. There is an entrance here on the towards in between the bases, in between both expansions, and there's also 2 entrances here towards the left hand side. So this area is more open, it is more accessible, and aggression and all-ins can be more successful here towards the low ground natural location. But of course, at least one player will have a much safer pocket expansion, which Chem is going for. Sorry, which SpeCial is going for as well. So SpeCial, he will take the pockets. ByuN also taking the pocket base. Once again, we do see SpeCial going for a Rax. Once again. For the first time this series, we have a Rax expand out of SpeCial. I believe ByuN went CC first. Yeah, CC first out of ByuN. So a very greedy build here by ByuN going CC first. He gets away with it. Meanwhile, we do have a more standard opener out of Percival and SpeCial. Meanwhile, from the side of Chem, it was Hatch Gas Pool. So standard opener out of Chem, standard opener out of SpeCial, standard opener out of Percival. It was ByuN being greedy. ByuN was greedy, and he should be able to get away with it. He should get away with said greed. As the Reaper does poke in. And doesn't quite get the drone. Yeah, the Marine Reaper should be able to hunt down Percival. He's coming in for the scout. He does confirm the timing of the factory. He knows. And you can see the ping there. Yeah, he sees single gas opener out of SpeCial. So he's aware that we have a more economic start. SpeCial going into a third CC. Oh my god. Last game, SpeCial was forced into a 2-base all-in, but this time, very fast third CC. A much more greedier build here from Juanito. Oh boy. Let's go. Is going to be more greedy. At the same time, across the map, we do have our 1-1-1 setup here out of ByuN. Likewise, 1-1-1 out of Percival as well. We have reacted Hellion from both players. No major deviation yet. Not yet. When it comes to the map itself, there are some goal bases that can be difficult to maintain. There are goal bases in the center of the map. Likewise, we do have the Zelnagas on the edges as well. They're also a little bit more exposed, a little bit more difficult to maintain. There's a lot of dead space here outside of the natural bases. And there it is. Majestic. But yeah, the primal ambient sounds are very real here. It's like we're in Jurassic Park, papi. And it's also here as well. Once we get vision, once like someone takes this expansion, then you can hear it. Oh no, yeah, there you go. Beautiful. So far, Lings do collapse in. Hellions are going to be, they're going to be zoned away. Going to be zoned away, getting one SCV kill, getting two, getting a mule as well. Not bad. Very nice damage here. Yeah, we do see Juanito and Cham. They do bust down that mineral line. Percival, he gets crippled. As ByuN wasn't quite able to zone that army away. We'll clean up. We'll clean up. We'll shut this down. Look at the assault type here. 10 SCVs. 10 SCVs do for nice damage. Cham and Juanito. Cham and SpeCial. They pop off. They get some nice damage here at the natural. I like the idea of last time we casted our 2v2 tournament, someone posed the idea of that creature having collision. That would be this creature here. That would be a lot of fun. Like the idea of on the map, like you'd have this like neutral, not killable creature that would just like fly around every now and then that could like, I don't know, like push away units or even deal damage to units as well. Just have collision. Something like that. I feel like something like that should be possible in the editor of the map, and fun idea. It's like a Terran boost in with a double drop and then bam! Oh god. The Leviathan comes out. Messes everyone up. EON, nice defense. Especially don't shut down the Banshee. Don't shut down the initial Banshee harass, and so far I will say that Cham and SpeCial have had a stronger start this game. Unlike the previous game, they have this time maintained their own economies. They've defended well, they've secured their bases, and it's Percival that's been struggling. And you can see that here in the supplies. Like Percival, he is significantly behind everyone else just because of the early game damage. That is what is difficult here about 2v2, is that you can be ganged up upon early on, and you can then become a bit of a liability until you can recover. So Percival's still trying to recover. He's going for a third CC, but it's going to be denied. Ooh, yeah, it's going to be at least delayed. Yeah, as the building SCV goes down, the hatchery, the Nexus, sorry, the CC itself under fire. Oh, Percival coming in with the Cloak Banshee. Okay. Team Korea gonna hold on. They shut down. Oh god, they shut down the Cyclones. What of the Hellions though? Yeah, the Hellions, they will once again delay. They clean the Marines. They're going for the mineral line. Not again. Leave Percival alone. Oh my god, leave him alone. He just wants to mine. As more CVs are falling, and we spoke about it. Percival right now, he is still a liability. Like he's still trying to recover. And he's just being bullied time and time again. This is the downside, of course. I mean, ByuN has been left alone because, hey, ByuN got the pocket base. Remember, ByuN, he had the pocket expansion, so he's been safe and sound. Percival has not. As Percival, he's lost 16 SCVs so far. ByuN has lost 0. And that's the dynamic of some of these maps where one player is more vulnerable than the other. And this time, Percival is being bullied. Yeah, Cham and SpeCial, they're like, yeah, see, it doesn't feel good, does it? They're getting their revenge for game 1. True, true. As ByuN does attempt his own drop, but alas, SpeCial's here. Yeah, SpeCial's in position to deny the drop. He's hoping to catch it. Cyclones are ready. Likewise, Percival dropping into the main. Once again, though, SpeCial, he's all over this. He's all over both drops. ByuN taking the center expansion. Again, currently, at least in this game, ByuN is the carry. Like, ByuN, he's been left alone. He's been able to mine freely. And now he's building up his forces. Taking the gold. Meanwhile, again, this space is so wide open. Cham coming in. Biles able to connect. Tank goes down. The base is denied. Sensor tower as well. Yeah, it doesn't like the sensor tower. Meanwhile, SpeCial does rotate to the top side. Nice hailing volleys on the bio. Marines do go down. But they do hold on to the base. Percival, again, he's slowly recovering. As you can see here, like, Cham is about to max out. Juanito, his supply is comparable to that of ByuN. It's Percival that has been lagging behind because of all the early game damage. But if they can turtle, if they can defend for a little bit longer, then our players can start maxing out, and then ByuN can start feeding Percival. And can start sharing resources. Until then, Cham, he trades with ByuN. Not the most efficient trade from Cham, but trading nonetheless. Likewise, Nidus into the main. Okay. El Chamaco. Ay, ay, ay. Drops are denied. Nidus will complete. ByuN, no reaction, didn't notice. Yeah, it took him too long. ByuN, he did not notice. Nidus does complete. Roaches, they're filing out. Nidus is going to be targeted down. And he will defend in time. Still, though, a big distraction. ByuN dropping into the natural. Ooh, he's going to be shut down, though. Gets a couple of drones. Meanwhile, SpeCial pushing through the center. They are fighting the army out of range of the tanks. The tanks are too far back. And this time, of course, SpeCial, he's playing mech. He's making it up. Oof. Yeah, dragging Percival into tank fire. With that, Cham, he defends back at home. SpeCial moving in. Oh, Cham, he buys on the tank. Gets one of the tanks going for the... He wants all the tanks. He wants them. Oh, barely will get the second. Second tank goes down. Third tank as well. There's one tank left. Biles will connect. There's still another tank in the back line. Yeah, Cham, he barely won't have enough. Barely not. Oh my god. As Team Korea, they do hold, they do defend. Unfortunately, Cham, he was on his own, and Juanito was a little bit too far behind. SpeCial now trying to move in. Another Nidus into the main. This time, ByuN is somewhat ready for it, only somewhat. Ooh. There's a couple of roaches do pop in. Meanwhile, Cham, he's not really taking up. Never mind. Hydra. So it looks like he maybe wants to switch into Hydra Viper. Like, Vipers would be ideal, but I believe currently there is no Hive. Yeah, the Hive is still on the way. Juanito, meanwhile, taking more bases. And because Team Mexico have been the aggressors, they've been left alone for the most part. They've been attempted drops, but their economy has been more or less untouched. Like, ByuN and Percival, they have to do something across the map. Ooh, nice snipe. Very nice snipe. It denies the Hydrogen, denies the upgrade. ByuN breaks out. He will catch a mineral line. Yeah, SpeCial out of position. And oh, he has switched into a more traditional form of mech. No battle mech. Yeah, much more immobile army. So ByuN abusing the immobility of SpeCial. The roaches, they come in to buy some time. Again, you can see how poorly the roaches trade. As Marauders, they can just A-move the roaches. Yeah, they can just A-move. Roaches, they were just trying to buy some time. And ByuN is maxed. ByuN is now maxed out. And what's important about ByuN maxing, one, he has the gold base, and now, as I mentioned before, he can start to feed Percival. Remember, Percival has been struggling this entire time. That's why Percival has been a non-factor for most of this game. But now ByuN can start trading resources and can help Percival recover. Like, he's gotten there. Yeah, now they're stimming in. They're pushing through the center. Cham, he has no lurkers. Base goes down. Special coming in from behind. Okay, tanks are sieged. Massive volleys going up. Yeah, volleys are going up. Cham and Special, they're holding. Oh, but the bases are going down. Yeah, Special, he will lose 2 bases on the right-hand side. ByuN does overwhelm, and with that, Percival and ByuN, they do take game number 2. Whew, GG. Oh my god. GG will play it again. Honestly, Special and Cham, they were playing really well. They're playing very well, but there were a couple of key factors that did occur. One, Cham, he did trade out a lot of his army trying to break that siege line on his own, and he bled out a lot of units. He lost a little momentum. More importantly, because of that, he had less to defend back at home, and we saw that he lost his tech. Like Cham, he never got into Hive tech, he never got into Vipers, never got into Lurkers. His army was very subpar. So even though Cham had a high army supply, it didn't really scale well into a longer game. So like he himself was also becoming a non-factor, and Percival was becoming more influential there just because of his more efficient army of Bio Tank. Likewise, ByuN was allowed to max out. He was allowed to not just max, claim the gold. That gold base was a big factor there, was a big boost to ByuN. And as you mentioned, like ByuN, he was kind of like what's the best word? I guess like Percival was like babysitting ByuN, or like ByuN, he was kind of like taking care of like because Percival was the punching bag, he was like the tank, if maybe that's like a better way of putting it. He was like the tank, he was like taking all the hits, taking all the damage, while ByuN was allowed to just safely and calmly build up and max out himself. GG. GG, well played. And with that, ByuN and Percival, they do take a 2-0 lead in the series, and now we're getting into game number 3. And we'll see if they can claim the series 3-0, or if both Cham and Special can recover and make a series out of this. Up next, we're going to be loading into Emerald City. Here we go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Emerald City, we have our Mexican duo. Here we go. We have our red Zerg, we have our purple Terran, we have Cham and Special. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Korean duo leading the series 2-0. We have our Terran duo, our teal Terran and our blue Terran. It is ByuN and Percival. Here we go. Are going to be settling in, and oh my god, we're cheesing. We've had some pretty standard openers, all things considered. We've had greed out of our players, but here we go. Percival does open up with not just 1, not just 2, but 3 SCVs. So a proxy 3 racks out of Percival. Meanwhile, ByuN, his own racks is back at home. Interesting. But he's going for a... There we go. Never mind. Okay, so Percival is going for a proxy 3 racks. Meanwhile, ByuN is opening up 2 racks. So ByuN, he will support the army, but from afar. He will support from afar, also still being aggressive, but nowhere near as aggressive as Percival. And he does send out 1 SCV at least. Okay. Does send out 1 of his own SCVs. Maxes are amassing, gases are being taken. So this should just be Mass Reaper. Mass Reaper here. Meanwhile, we do have a hatch gas pool, standard open out of Cham, and double gas by Special. Now, because Special is playing double gas, that means a faster factory, that means a faster Hellion, that means a late expansion, but a faster Hellion is going to be ideal against a cheese and against a proxy like this, as it is going to be proxy 3-Rax Reaper out of Percival, and it's going to be 3-Rax Reaper out of ByuN, but 2 racks are back at home, and only 1 is proxied. So a little bit less committed here. Meanwhile, do we SCV scouts? No. No SCV scouts, only an Overlord scout out of Cham. They're in the dark, but again, at least Special's playing safe. So this is a safe setup here from Special. That will help. But I don't think our players are going to be prepared. I don't know if I'm prepared to see how many Reapers we're going to have. Like with all 3, with both Terran players going Mass Reaper. With ByuN and Percival. Now, it is unfortunate that it's like, that one of our Terrans is more committed than the other. For sure. It is unfortunate, but regardless. Like, it feels like Oh, guys, we do dive in. Reaper goes down. We trade 1 for 1. We trade our Reapers. Lings, they do get a lot of damage done on the first Reaper, though. And Percival does pull away. ByuN did lose 1. Ooh, that's Percival. He will lose another. Yeah, rough losses. Both Percival and ByuN losing some momentum already. Likewise, trying to commit in. The Hellion has arrived. Yeah, the Hellion is here. Reaper's taking a lot of hits already. Ooh, another Reaper does go down. Another Reaper falls. Percival, he does delay the CC. Percival, he will delay. Ooh, catching another Reaper. Nice snipe on the Hellion. Oh, now there's a second Hellion, though. Yeah, there is a second Hellion. The second Hellion is going to be targeted down, but oh my god, that's a lot of losses already. A lot of Reapers are falling. As we almost get, yeah, we get another surround. Link speed is almost done, and once link speed kicks in, you can just shut this down. Cham, he can chase down those Reapers, and there's not that many of them. He's going in for the dive. There's link speed. He gets 1, he gets 2. He's gonna get up to 3. Can he get all the Reapers, though? It's still gonna be close. Oh, the surround! He surrounds Percival. And likewise, ByuN is trying to escape, but he cannot escape. ByuN will lose everything. Yeah, both players lose all their Reapers. ByuN and Percival. They're gonna be forced back. They're still massing up Reaper. What el chamaco? He catches them out. Yeah, ByuN losing another. He'll lose another Reaper. Down to 2. Percival preserves his own. ByuN is attempting to, he does expand. ByuN, he does expand back at home. ByuN is already transitioning out of this, but Percival is not. And again, what this feels like, it's like one of those things where like Percival, he's like, young, yo, we go all in, yeah? And ByuN's like, yeah, we'll go all in. It's like, okay, we're gonna proxy, yeah? It's like, yeah, we'll proxy. And Percival's like, okay, I'm going, yeah? And ByuN's like, yeah, I'm right with you, papi, I'm right with you. I'm right behind you, I'm right. And then he's like yelling from afar. Because he only proxied 1. He didn't commit as hard. So his reinforcements were delayed. It's like I'm right behind you, papi. I got you. ByuN. ByuN, he's double expanding, by the way. He's getting his natural and a third CC. It's crazy. So ByuN with a double expand. Very greedy follow-up. Very greedy here by ByuN. As Percival, I mean, he has built up a decent Reaper. I mean, he has to, right? He's still making mass Reaper. And the goal at this point has changed as, oh, that's going to be a cancel. That's going to be a cancel on the CC. Massive pickoff here. There's a cancellation. I was going to say that right now it's on Percival to buy time. He's just trying to buy time and distract, but he's being overwhelmed. He's being overwhelmed. The Reapers are falling one after the other. Massive pickoffs. Cham coming in for the surround. We're going to catch out ByuN. And ByuN, he will be caught. Losing his Reapers. Likewise, Percival is floating back home. Percival, he barely has anything remaining back at home. There's nothing to defend. There's nothing here. GG gets called. 0 army units. There's like 2 Marines. And Cham and SpeCial, they will shut down the cheese. They will shut down the all-in. And we have a back and forth. We have a series. GG. Whew. GG. Well played. Cham and SpeCial, they will take a win here. Again, it was an interesting all-in from an interesting proxy out of ByuN and Percival. Again, both players going through Axe Reaper, but in different ways, and likewise, they were overrun, they were overwhelmed. Thankfully, SpeCial did play safe, winding it back. If you remember, SpeCial did open up double gas, so he had Hellions, and those Hellion volleys were a big part of the defense. Yes, they were targeted down eventually, but they got a lot of damage, which did assist Cham when it comes to his defense. When it came to his queens moving in, when it came to his link speed timing, Cham, he was supported quite well there by SpeCial. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we do have a back and forth, and we'll see how our series continues as we're going to be getting into game number 4 here on Recuperation. Oh boy. Here we go. Oh, sorry, I said Recuperation. Reclamation. My bad. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Reclamation, we have our red Zerg player, we have our purple Terran, we have our Mexican duo here, we have Cham and SpeCial. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have their opponents. We have the team leading the series 2-1, the Korean team. We have our teal Terran, we have our blue Terran. It is ByuN and Percival. Here we go. Whew. And this is one of those maps that we did mention before that you can be more aggressive on for one reason: no shared main. Up until now, all the maps have had shared main bases. That does make it easy to defend. That means both players can work together to survive against all-ins. But here, the main bases are spread out, which means you can actually target a player. You can target a player intentionally, so you can try to break them, you can gang up on them, and try to shut them down. Now, thankfully, the natural is a little bit more shared. I say a little bit more because there are two entrances. There's a ramp here outside on the right-hand side, and there's also an entrance on the left. But more or less, as the game continues, as the game progresses, the natural is more secure. Here we go. As we get into this, a big shout out to OG Hardlog in the chat. God, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing for the first time with Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. We do appreciate the support. Again, hope you enjoy the content. Hope you enjoy the casting. Hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. And I hope you enjoy the emotes, as we have plenty of duck-related emotes in the chat. And likewise, you can join our Discord. We do provide replay packs to our subscribers, so you can check out our Discord. We have been, I will say that we are a little bit behind when it comes to sharing some replays, just because we've been so busy with EWC and with DreamHack Dallas and with all the tournaments going on, but we will be catching up. We'll catch up. We got you. As from here, we have our initial openers. Looks like standard economic opener out of both of our Korean Terrans. Likewise, standard opener out of Cham, out of SpeCial as well. What I mean by that, no double gas. No one is going double gas. No one is going for any earlier tech. We do have a much later second gas geyser here from ByuN. Meanwhile, hatch gas pool out of Cham. Ooh, going for his third. SpeCial, he will lose the first Reaper. First Reaper does go down. Percival and ByuN moving in. Now, without that Reaper SpeCial, he's exposed. Does focus on the Marine. The Marine goes down. Lings as well. Nice control. Nice kiting here with the Reapers. Yeah, very nice kiting. But thankfully, they were kept busy and the CC is safe. Otherwise, they could have delayed the command center. So SpeCial's command center will complete. Reaper into the main. Oh no! SpeCial being greedy gets scattered. Very fast. There's the ping. You can see the ping there. Percival, he just pinged a ByuN. He's like, yo, young, papi, Juanito's crazy. And he's going to be abused for it. Yeah, he's going to be abused for it. Building SCV gets targeted. The third CC has been spotted. Would you get a nice surround on ByuN? Very nice surround. He does surround the Reaper. ByuN gets called out, but Percival, he makes up for it. He makes up for it, kills another SCV. And another 7 kills on this one Reaper. Finally it does fall. Looking at the install type here, that was 5 SCV kills. And ByuN's not done. And you can see they're targeting SpeCial. Now, the reason why they're targeting SpeCial is because they know how greedy he's being. Like, they know how greedy, how many corners he is cutting. As SpeCial's laying his starports. SpeCial, I know he's going to be losing his Hellions. And there is a target on SpeCial right now. Down to 1 Marine, down to 1 Hellion. Lings are in position, Queens are rushing over. Cham, he's here for his boy. He's trying to be, but oh god. Hellions, they almost overwhelm. Not quite. Percival does pull away. And behind this, ooh, double Cloak Banshee. We have Cloak Banshee out of ByuN, and we have Cloak Banshee out of Percival. Oh boy. So we're doubling down on Cloak Banshee. Meanwhile, the mineral line. Mineral line is exposed. Nice pull away out of Cham. Whew, very clutch defense. Very clutch here from Cham. SpeCial mech. SpeCial is meching it up. Second factory's on the way. Hellions go back into the mineral line. They get 2 more drones, 3 more drones. No major damage, but damage nonetheless. I mean, again, this space is very out in the open. It's very exposed. It's going to be difficult to maintain. Cham trying to keep up. But it's not about this, it's about the Banshees. Here we go, the first Banshee for ByuN and the first Banshee for Percival. And again, they're targeting Juanito, they're targeting SpeCial. SCVs are going to be going down in the main and at the natural as well. No turrets, no defense. SpeCial's being bullied. The Hellions don't shoot up. They don't shoot up, neither do the Lings. Oh no. And this might be too much. At this point, like, this is brutal damage here. The first Cyclone has arrived. You can see Percival being tentative, but no, you can just keep going. There's a first scan. ByuN, he will lose his Banshee. Percival, he does pull away. He's preserving his own Banshees, getting up to 2. And we have ByuN also playing mech. So once again, ByuN, he's embracing mech. Meanwhile, Percival's going biotank. So biotank out of Percival, mech out of ByuN, mech out of Juanito. From the side of Cham, he's going into Roach Ravager. He's working towards Roach Ravager. His Banshee's moving back in. Oh. Hellions rotating. Oh. Lings are coming for the surround. Nice, very nice catch. Okay. Cham catching up ByuN. Yeah, Hellions are caught at the same time. Banshees into the main base, but this time SpeCial was ready. This time SpeCial does defend. But SpeCial, he has been hurting. And looking at the unit stab here, SpeCial, 26 SC. Oh god, 26 SCVs for SpeCial, as opposed to the 50 plus for both Percival and ByuN. So far, the aggression has been successful. Like, they've been bullying SpeCial and it has paid off. Like, SpeCial, he is hurting. He does have an army to work with. They has to do some counter damage. Nicely done. SCVs are lining up. Percival, he does have an army to work with. Sorry, SpeCial, I'd say. SpeCial does have an army. Likewise, drop. Ooh. Is gonna commit. Medevac almost goes down. Cham, he keeps up with Percival. Very nice defense out of Cham. And nice offense here by SpeCial. Denies the third CC. Okay. And what's important with that defense and with this aggression from SpeCial as well, SpeCial is able to resaturate. He's not there yet. He's still behind. SpeCial, he's still very much so behind, but he's slowly catching up. He's got mules. He can make 3 SCVs at a time. He's on the road to recovery. Kills more SCVs. ByuN is exposed. Goes up the mineral line. Send it back. He gets in. It's going to be a one-way trip. Yeah, it's going to be a one-way trip here. Ooh, SCVs are lining up, but the Hellions all go down. And the problem here is that SpeCial was preserving this army over time. It doesn't really have the economy to sustain those losses. Cham can share resources, of course. He can share them. Comms, I see someone asking in the chat, do teammates use comms? If you're asking if they're on like Discord together, the answer is yes. Cham and SpeCial are. Percival and ByuN, they should be as well. They have been pinging, specifically Percival and ByuN. They have been pinging each other, but you still do ping, like, even when you're like in voice. So I would say that Cham and SpeCial are. I would assume that ByuN and Percival are as well. Like, we can make that assumption. Yeah, true, especially because they're not typing, right? So pings out of context don't mean much. Meanwhile, all the medics, they do get caught out. Nice catch, getting every single medic. SpeCial, calm down. He shuts down the Doom Drop very nicely. And Percival, he plummets in supply. Okay, very nice catch here by SpeCial. Shuts down the Doom Drop. And with that, you can see Percival plummet in supply. That means now more comparable with SpeCial. Cham, he's holding his own. I'll say that Cham is looking the healthiest out of all players. Cham is on 4 bases. Meanwhile, ByuN getting up to 3. Sorry, ByuN getting up to 4 himself. He's almost there. Percival on 3. So again, it's still a rough start, and looking at the unit tab here, SpeCial's still behind. Like, compared to the other Terrans, like SpeCial, he's still down in workers, down in economy. Catching out that army was really important for SpeCial, very important for Team Mexico. As SpeCial's still recovering. Meanwhile, nice catch on some of the Cyclones. Ooh, but a bit of miscontrol there. Cham, he will lose some roaches for free. So 4 or 5 roaches going down. This time the hive is done. Vipers are on the way. So we have some Liberator harass. Yeah, Liberator towards the south side and Liberator into the main. Again, still targeting SpeCial. If you missed out on the early game, the reasoning for this is because SpeCial was hyper greedy at the start of the game. So they had to punish that greed. And they did, like, successfully so. Like, they did punish SpeCial for cutting corners. Well, Banshees move forward. They can do catch a tank. Overlord speed is on the way. Ooh, pushing into a tank line. Not going to be easy here, but he got the Vipers. Yeah, he gets one, he gets two tanks. And nicely done. Vipers, they have ducked. Cashing out more tanks. The MVP Vipers. Yeah, ByuN losing every single tank. Ooh, but the Vipers are being targeted, and that's going to be every Viper going down. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, those Cyclone locals are brutal and intentional. Despite that, we're still trying to break through. There's still two more tanks. Oof. And they have to work hard here to break through that tank line. And here we go, we have two more tanks sieging up. There's still so many tanks left over. And Cham will lose everything. Cham will lose the army. Again, if Cham had preserved the Vipers, different story, but he lost everything. And we're running out of steam. Like Cham and SpeCial, they were so committed here. The one Banshee catching out the tank. Oof. Yeah, and from here, they're just being overrun. They're being overrun. Not like this. Again, they were so committed to that push. It started off well. Initially, like, catching out all the tanks was solid, and then all the Vipers went down. And then they kept pushing into more tanks. Again, without that Viper support, they just cannot gain ground. Now we have rebuilt those Vipers, but they lost a lot of momentum. SpeCial is still somewhat the weak link here. Just because, again, he just doesn't really have the economy as all the others. More tanks going down, losing another two. Losing another two tanks. And you can see just how solid this position is here for ByuN and Percival. But that's one. Oh, the lock-on! The lock-on here snipes another Viper. Another Viper goes down to the lock-ons. Oh, down to two Vipers. And at this point, we have to back off. Like, again, without any energy on these Vipers, like, there's no way you can break through this. Two more Vipers on the way. And these Vipers have been an issue here for Team Korea, but, I mean, now we have Vikings. Viking production from Percival. Vikings and Ghost on the way as well. Remember, Percival's playing ByuN. Meanwhile, we do see ByuN just committing here to Cyclone. Pushing a little bit far into creep. ByuN overextending, bleeding out some Cyclones. Just a handful. Ooh, meanwhile, Cham overextends. Oh no, get out of here! Cham, he does push too far in. Bleeding out a lot of Hydras. A lot of Hydras do go down. Yeah, Cham, he was inattentive. Whereas Cham does take down one of the tanks. Does take down the tank. Last the Viper. Oh, the Vipers are getting caught out, and the Vipers are the heart of the army here. They're the backbone of the army. And that's going to be 4 Vipers going down. That is brutal. Yo, we got the combination of the Ghost from Percival and the Cyclones from ByuN. And without those Vipers, this army just doesn't really have much going for it. We can see Cham turning, SpeCial turning back around. Does have a decent tank count. Oof. I had a decent tank. Oh, God. Oh, God. Had a decent tank count. But it gets caught out. It gets caught out by the high ground. Like, this position is just brutal here. You cannot get through this, not without taking all these tank shots. So SpeCial caught out. How many Vipers do we have? 0. 0 Vipers. Oof. Again, the Vipers are the only way that Team Mexico can ever engage, and they were sniped. Cham rebuilding, making 4 more Vipers. It's their only way. Now without them, ByuN moving in, doesn't quite get the base. SpeCial trying to hold the line. Percival peeling off, going for a counterattack. Oh, the Ghost hit squad. Who catches who? Percival rotating over. Cham moving in. It's going to be a 1v2 here for Cham. Yeah, Cham needs tank support. Vipers, they come in for some blinding clouds. Oh no, losing one. Losing one more Viper, losing 2 Vipers. Yeah, the locons are brutal. Cham, he will lose the entire ground army. SpeCial coming in from behind, but he's late. He's late to the party. Juanito. I mean, again, this mech army is just very slow. It's just a very slow mech army. Liberation has arrived. SpeCial getting desperate. He's going to get surrounded. He'll lose everything here. Yeah, there's just no support for this, and every tank is going to go down. There's too much freedom. And there it is. There it is. GG, as both Cham and SpeCial will tap out, and ByuN and Percival, they will take the series, claim the series 3-1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. They will claim the series. They will take and become our Enki Pro Series number 5 champions. GG. GG, well played. Shout out to SpeCial and Cham for making a series out of this, of course. They were able to take the game on Emerald City. They were able to shut down the attempted cheese and proxy from both ByuN and Percival. But when it came to a lot of these games, like, it was, and I'll be honest, I want to say that on Undercurrent, they were winning that game as well. Like, I can definitely see a world where this goes to the ace match, to be honest. I can see a world where this goes all the way to game number 5. Again, that game on Undercurrent, SpeCial and Cham were doing so well there, but ByuN with the hard carry was able to harass well enough to give Percival some time to recover, and of course to snipe some important tech structures. Like, Cham, he was so delayed when it comes to getting to his own Vipers and his own Hydras on Undercurrent. Likewise, SpeCial had no defenses back at home, so the run-bys were crippling him as well. Like, otherwise, I can definitely see them winning that game. I can definitely see a game 5 and an ace match. Regardless, GG. GG, well played. With that, congratulations here, as both ByuN and Percival will win it. GG. GG, well played. Whew, oh my god. And again, it's always a lot of fun featuring some of these 2v2s. It's always a lot of fun seeing some of these pro players like indulge in other formats and other game modes, similar to like StarCraft Evolution or Warcraft 3 Evolution, or 2v2s, or even 3v3s. It is always fun to see. GG. GG, well played. Whew, and with that, we've wrapped up our show match. We've wrapped up our show match here. Again, when it comes to the rest of our schedule, we are going to be covering some more 2v2 later on this week. You can see here tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, you can see on our schedule on Friday morning, we have the Thermal 2v2 circuits. We're going to be featuring more 2v2 action, featuring the best players in 2v2 tomorrow in the circuit. That's going to be the May circuit, of course. Those events did occur a couple of weeks ago, but we were otherwise busy with EWC, so we had no time. But we are catching up with the Thermal 2v2 circuit. And again, the playoffs are going to be after Home Story Cup next month. Next month should be the playoffs. Likewise, later on tonight, we have the Podcast. We have the Podcast after the LATAM League. That's going to be at 7 p.m. KST. That's going to be at 8 p.m. AST. That's going to be in 7 hours. 7 hours time, we are live with the Podcast. Likewise, we have OC King of the Hill. That's going to be tomorrow evening. We have KSL, we have SDO, we have STC, and we have Cheeseadelphia over the weekend. That's a big offline event happening over in the Americas, and we've been hard at work. I say we, Kura's been hard at work at putting together all of the overlays, all the assets, and getting ready for Cheese. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. Look forward to it. Look forward to the offline event happening over in the Americas. So much StarCraft, always, Papi, always. Meanwhile, stay hyper one, redeeming a replay. Oh, is that what I think it is? Is that god? What's it called? Is that a circle derpling replay? Ay. Oh no, Papi, oh no. Next time, papi, next time. But thank you so much. Yes, if you're in the chat, you can redeem a replay. You can redeem a replay cost. We can jump into it. I don't know. S the hyper one. We'll be casting it next time. Don't worry, don't worry. We'll catch up on it. We'll catch up. But yes. So if you wish, you can have us cast some of your replays. If you wish, there's a point redemption in the chat. You can send us the replays, and we'll bring them all together. I don't know if I want his coaching now. True. Este Monteon. Oh my god. Cham carrying. Cham, he was holding his own there. He was holding his own. Only so much he could do on his own there. Yo, shout out to Este Enki, baby ga. Raid Pacheco. Of course. Oh, we'll see. I say we'll see because we usually raid players or people that are covering StarCraft. I think Pacheco's playing Resident Evil. Oh no. Which sounds like fun, don't get me wrong, but we usually raid people streaming StarCraft. But Este Enki, good to see you, papi. Good to see you. But yes, we are going to be wrapping up, and again, we're going to be live later on tonight in 7 hours with the podcast. Papi, the podcast. That's true. Maybe next. Yeah. I mean, we do raid Pacheco when we can. Whenever she's playing StarCraft. Always. We support. Check your Discord. Oh. Okay. Gracias. And also a big shout out in the chat to Cobaltin, papi. Oh my god, papi. Thank you so much for subscribing with Twitch Prime as well. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Hope you enjoy the content, the casting, and the StarCraft. Thank you, papi. Thank you. 10k is a bargain, exactly. You have a 4-minute one? Oh no. I don't even know what that map is. Got time for a short one? Okay. We'll do one short one. Hold on. I got you. Viewer replay cost. Uno más, papi. Uno más. But yes, we always have all the StarCraft. But again, when it comes to this week, of course, we're going to be live in 7 hours time. But it looks like we do have a viewer replay that we will jump into. Shout out to Hyper1 in the chat for redeeming it. And it's going to be a StarCraft Evolution replay. Is it from this patch? That's the real question. Is it from this patch? Oh. See here. That's so good. They didn't break replays, so we can cast it. It's fine. It's fine. You're a clown hyper. What is this? What is this? Hi. But welcome to a viewer replay cast. And if you're in the chat, God, how big are these patches? 75 minutes. if you're in the chat, there is a way to redeem replays via the point system, so you can have us cast one of your matches, whether it's a team game match, a 1v1 match, or a mod match. We'll cast it. The hell am I watching though? In the center left side of Chrysalid, we have Zealot for Insane Master Killers. I believe a Latin American player. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have our viewer. Jesus, what is happening? As we are right next to each other, but we're surrounded by minerals, papi, and we're going for a 4x. Oh, we're floating. Oh, we're clowning. It is Hyper1. So this is SC Evil. What is this? What are these? Okay. And oh, it looks like possible spawn locations. This is cheating. Okay, so there are different possible spawn locations. Thanks to our Terran player here being able to float their buildings, we are scouting for the possible spawn locations, and with that Hyper One, he will find his opponent, he will find Zealot, and he's going for the proxy right into the main. And of course, the entire map is surrounded by minerals. But again, you can see as soon as he finds his opponent, he floats everything over. He floats everything over, and you can just what can you do, right? Like what can Zealot do? He can make Zealots, but he's being walled in. He's being walled in. And Marines, of course, are ranged units as well, and we're just racks rushing. Oh god. Now the way to counter this would be to throw down pylons and to block for any kind of raxes. That would be, I think, my assumption for this meta, right, would be to either pylon block or just do this. Yeah. Just keep the probes on patrol. Unfortunately, we were late to react to the first Rax, unfortunately. So one Rax did land. Oh, the second Rax lands as well. But yeah, I'm sure like there's like a meta to this where like you have to pull the boys, you have to like patrol to make sure nothing lands. And if nothing lands, then you can like maintain yourself. Oh no! Oh god. Oh no! That's, yeah, patrolling is risky. I think hold position probes might be a little bit better. As there was an opening. Firebat's on the way. Behind this, the academy is done, so we can get into stim. Oh no, the Firebat is out. Let's fire it up. and I blame Hyper One for revealing this to the people. Like this, you know what this look, did Hyper One make this map? This looks like a Hyper One map, for sure. It looks like a clown map. We need patches to remake this in a better way. I'm sure he would. Oh god. As the Firebats, they do get into the mineral line, and that should be game. That should just be game then and there. But this does exist out there in the ether. Whatever the hell this is. What was it, Chrysalid? GG. GG. GG, as Hyper One will take it. Again, interesting map. So it looks like there are, again, different possible spawn locations. Specifically, the strategy, of course, is searching for your opponent than just Rax rushing. Crazy. You know what? We'll find out the name of the map together. Let's find out together. Oh god. Map name, please. TLMC 2026 winner. True. Oh no. It's gonna win TLMC. Hold on, I'll let you know. Sorry, I said Chrysalid. It's called Chrysalis. Hold on. Chrysalis even. There you go. This is a Chrysalis mine. So if you want to go out there, if you want to take part in the chaos that is that map, then good luck. Good luck. Aye. Oh no. I wonder how cannons will do. If you mean defensively, I guess, but I feel like the way that you would counter that would just be to keep your probes on patrol or keep them on hold position to make sure that that none of the Raxes land, right? You have to like just make sure and ensure that the Raxes don't land. And if you can deny the Raxes, I mean, then you can outpace your opponent and get into a game and then go into Skytoss, I would imagine, right into like a Stargate opener. I would imagine, maybe. Crazy. Seems like rock, paper, scissors. Terran can't do that to Zerg, but can to toss. True. Not wrong. But with that, thanks for watching. With that, we're done. We're done for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And again, our next broadcast is going to be in 7 hours time. We're going to be live with some more StarCraft, with the podcast specifically. That is our weekly talk show where we go over all things StarCraft, go over all the news of the week. Tomorrow we'll be live with the Thermal 2v2 circuit, and of course tomorrow evening will be the OSC King of the Hill. We cast more StarCraft than anyone else out there, more than Wardy, more than Steadfast, more than anyone else. So we have the content, we have the quantity, and we have a little bit of the quality as well. thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I will see you later on tonight or tomorrow. Otherwise, if you see something here that you want to see but you can't watch it live because it's at a really rough time for you, then !socials in the chat. You can follow us on YouTube. You can subscribe on YouTube. On YouTube, we do stream there as well, so all the VODs are saved on YouTube, and of course we do upload and release VODs on a daily basis. There's plenty of content on YouTube. Again, more than any other channel out there. There's just thousands of hours of content, as we've been casting a lot for years at this point. There's plenty of content there. Do check it out. Do check it out. Otherwise, you can support us on Patreon, !Patreon in the chat. We do have our Patreon, where all the money on Patreon goes towards the players. It's all for prize money. It's all to support and fund our tournaments and grow our tournaments as well. So if you want to help support the players, the scene, StarCraft, you can do so via Patreon, as our next goal is at 500 USD a month. That is a monthly goal for our tournaments, so you can support us there as well. Otherwise, thanks for watching. We're going to be heading off. I'm going to go get some food, get some rest, and get ready for the podcast. Until then, thanks for watching. Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. See you next time.